We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but why do some people seem to accomplish so much more than others? How do they manage to focus on what truly matters and make the most of their time? The truth is, how we spend our time shapes our lives in ways we often don't realize. But here's the good news: with the right mindset and practical strategies, you can take control of your time and make it work for you. In this video, we're diving into the simple yet powerful habits that can help you spend your time wisely. We'll explore how to stop reacting to life's distractions and start making decisions that align with your deepest priorities. You'll learn how to cut out the noise, stay focused on what matters, and eliminate the things that waste your time and energy. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the constant barrage of tasks and demands, or struggled with staying on track when it feels like there are 1,000 things pulling you in every direction? It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, but the real secret to success lies in how you manage your time day to day. By creating strong routines, focusing on deep work, and taking moments of silence to recalibrate, you'll find that you can get more done in less time and with less stress. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about making intentional choices that allow you to build a life that's focused, productive, and fulfilling. Stick with me as we break down how to make every moment count and start spending your time in a way that brings you closer to your goals. Chapter 1. Decide what truly matters and cut everything else. If you want your life to mean something, you have to make decisions that mean something. If you want to use your time wisely, you have to stop giving it away so cheaply. You only get so much time. You only get so many mornings, so many afternoons, so many evenings. If you are not deciding where it should go, then somebody else is deciding for you. And if you allow that, you are giving away your future without even noticing it. The first thing you have to do is get clear about what truly matters to you. You cannot move powerfully through life if you are confused about where you are trying to go. Confused people hesitate. Confused people stall. Confused people chase everything and catch nothing. It is painful to live that way. It is exhausting. And worst of all, it is completely unnecessary. You have to get honest with yourself. You have to stop pretending that you can do it all. You have to stop lying to yourself that you can split your attention 1,000 different ways and still live with purpose. You cannot. Nobody can. What matters to you? You have to answer that question before you can take one real step forward. Not what your friends say should matter. Not what your family thinks is important. Not what the world tells you to care about. What really moves you? What lights you up inside? What would make you proud to look back and say, "That is how I spent my time"? If you do not answer that, you will spend your days bouncing from thing to thing, pleasing everybody but yourself, making progress in nothing, waking up one day tired, bitter, and full of regrets. You have to get clear. You have to sit still long enough to hear your own thoughts. You have to cut out the noise long enough to listen to what your heart is trying to tell you. And it will tell you. If you are willing to listen, you will know what matters. It will not scream at you. It will not beg for your attention. It will simply sit there, waiting for you to come home to it. When you find it, you must protect it like it is your life. Because it is. It is the quality of your life. It is the meaning of your days. It is the future you are shaping one decision at a time. Protect it by being ruthless about what you allow into your life. Not cruel, not arrogant. Just committed. Committed to giving your time only to the things that build you up, the things that carry you forward, the things that make your life richer in the ways that matter most to you. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to get it right every single time. You just have to care enough to try. You have to respect yourself enough to say no when something does not align with what you know matters. Every time you say yes to something that does not fit, you are stealing time from something that does. You are robbing your future to pay for someone else's approval. You are trading real progress for temporary comfort, and deep down you know it. You feel it. You feel it every time you say yes when you should have said no. You feel it when you stay too long in conversations that drain you. You feel it when you agree to obligations you do not care about. That tightness in your chest, that frustration, that small voice that says you could be doing something better with this moment. That is your life calling you to step up. You have to decide that your time is worth more. You have to decide that your energy is worth protecting. You have to decide that your future is worth fighting for. And that decision will show up not in what you say you believe, but in what you choose to do with your time every day. The truth is, cutting things out is uncomfortable. It is easier to keep everything. It is easier to say yes to everybody. It is easier to stay busy so you do not have to face the hard choices. But if you avoid those choices, you avoid your real life. You end up building a life around distractions, not around dreams. Cutting things out means disappointing some people. It means standing firm when others push. It means choosing silence over gossip, growth over comfort, long-term wins over short-term praise. It means being misunderstood sometimes. It means being willing to walk a different road. That is the price. And it is worth every ounce of discomfort. Because on the other side of that sacrifice is freedom. Real freedom. The kind where you wake up every day knowing you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Doing what matters most. Building a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. There are too many people living in quiet frustration because they were too afraid to make these decisions. They knew what they needed to cut. They knew what they needed to say no to. But they hesitated. They waited for the perfect time. They waited for everybody to approve. And while they waited, their best years slipped by. Their dreams faded into memories of what could have been. You do not have to live like that. You can make the hard choices now. You can choose yourself now. You can start today. Even if you do not have it all figured out, you know enough to take the first step. You know enough to begin cleaning out the things that are stealing your time and energy. You know enough to start honoring what matters instead of chasing what doesn't. Start small if you have to. Clean out one area of your life where you are wasting time. Look at how you spend your mornings. Look at how you spend your evenings. Look at the conversations you have. Look at the content you consume. Look at the people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself honestly, is this building me or draining me? Is this getting me closer to the life I want or pulling me further away? And when you find something that is pulling you away, cut it. Cut it without apology. Cut it because you deserve better. Cut it because your dreams deserve better. Cut it because your future deserves better. Not someday. Not when it is convenient. Now. Because your time is too precious to waste another day. The best part is, once you start cutting out what does not matter, you start creating space for what does. You will find that you have more time than you thought. You will find that you have more energy than you believed. You will find that opportunities start to appear, not because the world suddenly changed, but because you finally made room for them. Your attention is powerful. Where you put it shapes your life. If you put it on distractions, you get a distracted life. If you put it on growth, you get a growing life. If you put it on complaints, you get a bitter life. If you put it on gratitude, you get a joyful life. You are shaping your days with what you give your time to. Every choice matters. Every minute counts. Every yes you give should be a yes to something that builds you. Every no you say should be a no to something that would have stolen your time and strength. This is how you live wisely. This is how you create a life that means something. You do not need permission to live this way. You do not need anybody else to understand it. You just need to care enough about your own life to take it seriously. To stop playing small. To stop pretending you have forever. To stop thinking you can waste time now and somehow have a rich life later. You won't. Life adds up. The minutes you waste today become the months you regret tomorrow. Respect yourself enough to decide what matters most and cut everything else. It will not happen by accident. It will not happen if you just go with the flow. It will not happen if you try to please everyone. It will only happen when you decide you are worth it. When you decide your dreams are worth it. When you decide your future is worth fighting for. Nobody else can make that decision for you. Nobody else can save your time for you. Nobody else can live your life for you. It is on you. And that is not a burden. That is a gift. That means you have the power. That means you get to choose. That means you get to wake up tomorrow and start building a life that reflects who you really are and what you really care about. But it starts with a decision. Not someday. Not next year. Not when it is easy. Now. Decide what truly matters and cut everything else. Build a life you can be proud of. Build a life that feels right when you are alone with your thoughts. Build a life that does not need to be explained or defended because it fits you so deeply and so fully that nothing else would ever feel right again. That is what it means to spend your time wisely. That is what it means to live with purpose. And that is available to you right now, if you are willing to choose it. Chapter 2. Wake up earlier to give yourself more control. Waking up early is not just a habit. It is a declaration that you are in charge of your life. It is a daily decision that says you are not waiting for permission to live the way you want. Every day you wake up early, you prove to yourself that you are serious about your goals. You are not floating through life. You are not leaving your future to chance. You are grabbing the day before it grabs you. You are claiming the space you need to grow, to think, to move ahead with clarity and purpose. Most people wake up just in time to be late. They scramble through their mornings. They are always behind. They let the day set the pace for them instead of setting the pace for their day. And because of that, they feel rushed, stressed, and powerless. When you start your day early, you start with peace instead of panic. You start with direction instead of disorder. You can plan. You can prepare. You can make thoughtful choices instead of rushing into reaction. You give yourself a cushion between you and the chaos of the world. You are not tossed around by every little thing because you already had time to anchor yourself in your own intentions. Those quiet hours before the rest of the world wakes up are golden. They are free from demands. They are untouched by interruptions. They are the purest hours you will get, and they belong to you. You can use those early hours to get stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally. You can use them to review your goals, to work on your dreams, to invest in your future before the noise begins. If you want to read, you can read. If you want to exercise, you can exercise. If you want to build a new skill, you can build it. If you want to sit quietly and reflect on who you are becoming, you have the space to do it. Early mornings are the secret advantage that most people overlook because they are too focused on immediate comfort. But comfort does not create strength. Comfort does not create discipline. Comfort does not move your life forward. When you control your mornings, you control your mindset. When you control your mindset, you control your life. Getting up early is one of the simplest ways to prove to yourself that you are willing to do what it takes. It is a small battle you win every day, and when you start your day with a win, you build momentum for bigger victories later. You start to trust yourself more. You start to believe that you can handle more. You see yourself keeping promises to yourself, and that builds real self-respect. The world does not owe you time. It will take every minute you allow it to take. If you want time for yourself, you have to fight for it. You have to defend it. You have to get up earlier and claim it before anyone else tries to pull it away. You have to put your growth before your comfort. You have to value your future more than you value an extra hour of sleep. Because while you are sleeping, someone else is getting stronger. Someone else is getting smarter. Someone else is building the life you say you want. There is nothing special about people who get up early except that they made a decision. They made a decision to rise above their excuses. They made a decision to act on their commitments instead of their feelings. Feelings will tell you to stay in bed. Feelings will tell you it is too early, too cold, too dark. But feelings lie. Feelings change. Commitments stay. And when you build your life on commitments instead of feelings, you create something solid. You create something that lasts. Waking up earlier is not about punishing yourself. It is about giving yourself a head start. It is about giving yourself a chance to breathe, to think, to grow before the demands of the world start flooding in. It is about putting yourself in the driver's seat of your own life, instead of getting dragged around by circumstances. Every early morning is an opportunity to get closer to the person you want to be. Every early morning is a chance to choose progress over excuses. You cannot create a powerful life on weak habits. If you want strength, build it in the dark hours when nobody is watching. Build it when it would be easier to stay comfortable. Build it when nobody will clap for you. Build it when the only thing pushing you forward is the vision you have for your life. That is where real change begins. Not when it is easy, not when it is convenient, but when you choose discipline over comfort again and again. If you say you want more time for yourself, then prove it. Get up before the noise starts. Get up before the world demands everything from you. Protect those hours like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your choices. And one of the simplest but most powerful choices you can make is to get up earlier and take control of your day before the day takes control of you. It is not enough to want more. Everybody wants more. The difference between people who have more and people who only talk about it is action. Getting up early is action. It is a small daily proof that you mean what you say. It is a small daily step toward the life you are trying to build. It is a reminder that you have the power to change things. You are not stuck. You are not helpless. You have a choice every single morning. The truth is, the world rewards people who take responsibility for their time. The world rewards people who are willing to do what others will not. If you can master your mornings, you can master your life. Because mornings set the tone. Mornings shape your mindset. Mornings give you the foundation to deal with everything that comes next. If you start your day late, rushed and reactive, you carry that energy with you. You spend your whole day feeling behind. You make worse decisions. You feel more stressed. But if you start your day early, clear and calm, you carry that energy too. You move through your day with purpose. You respond instead of react. You think before you act. You build instead of scramble. You have to decide what matters more to you. An extra hour of sleep or an extra hour of power. You have to decide if you are willing to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term success. You have to decide if you are serious about taking control of your life, or if you are still hoping it will somehow happen by accident. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can force you to value your time. Nobody can make you see the gift you are wasting when you sleep through your life. That realization has to come from inside you. And when it does, it changes everything. Because when you realize how precious your time really is, you stop wasting it. You start treating it like the treasure it is. You start fighting for it. You start rising for it. Waking up earlier is a way of saying you are ready. Ready to stop drifting. Ready to start building. Ready to own your life instead of renting it. Every morning you get up early is a morning you take one more step toward freedom. Freedom from stress. Freedom from regret. Freedom from the feeling that you are living someone else's life instead of your own. It is not complicated. Get up early. Use the time wisely. Protect it fiercely. Repeat it daily. Over time you will see changes in yourself that you never thought possible. You will see strength where there used to be weakness. You will see clarity where there used to be confusion. You will see progress where there used to be excuses. You are capable of more than you know. But you will never find out if you keep choosing comfort over growth. You will never find out if you keep giving away the best hours of your life. You have a chance to take control. You have a chance to build something that matters. It starts with a simple but powerful decision. Wake up earlier and use that time to take control of your future. Chapter 3. Plan your day the night before without excuses. Success starts with preparation, not with hope. If you want your days to be powerful, they must be intentional. If you want your life to move forward, you must stop winging it. Planning your day the night before is a commitment to yourself that you will not leave tomorrow to chance. It is a quiet agreement between who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. It is where true control over your life begins. Without a plan, you are at the mercy of everything and everyone. Without a plan, you react instead of act. You chase instead of lead. You drift instead of drive. There is a difference between living and existing. Planning your day in advance is the difference. It draws a line between people who create their lives and people who simply endure them. If you wait until morning to figure out your priorities, it's already too late. The world will have its demands waiting. The emergencies, the distractions, the noise will show up at your door before you have even had time to think. And once the day takes control of you, it is hard to get it back. Planning the night before gives you a huge advantage. You wake up with clarity. You know what matters most. You are not scrambling or second-guessing. You have already decided. That decision clears mental space. It reduces stress. It gives you a sense of direction. It lets you start strong and stay strong. You are not starting your day with confusion. You are starting with purpose. People who refuse to plan their days usually say they are too tired or too busy. They say they will do it tomorrow. They say it does not matter that much. But what they are really saying is that they are willing to gamble their dreams on luck. They are willing to trust their future to whatever distractions come up. They are willing to lose another day to reaction instead of creation. Every day you don't plan is a day you leave your life up to chance. Nobody drifts into success. Nobody stumbles into a meaningful life. It is built piece by piece, day by day, with clear intentions and deliberate actions. It is built by people who sit down the night before and ask themselves, what do I want from tomorrow? How will I move closer to my goals? What absolutely must get done? What can wait? What deserves my focus and energy? It takes only a few minutes to ask those questions, but those few minutes change everything. When you sit down at the end of the day and plan for the next one, you send a powerful message to yourself. You tell yourself that your time matters. You tell yourself that your dreams matter. You tell yourself that you are serious about this life you say you want. That simple act builds confidence. It builds discipline. It builds a mindset that does not back down easily when the hard days come, because they will come. But when you are prepared, you are stronger than the storm. You don't need to create a perfect plan. You don't need to map out every minute. But you need to know what your priorities are. You need to decide what you must accomplish before the world throws 100 things at you. You need to know what battles are worth fighting and which ones you can ignore. When you have a plan, you can move through your day with intention instead of distraction. Excuses are the enemy of preparation. They are the little lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. I am too tired. I will do it tomorrow. I don't really need to plan. I'll figure it out as I go. But those excuses steal your time. They steal your power. They leave you vulnerable to everything that doesn't matter. They open the door for regret to walk right in. A strong life is built on small disciplines stacked over time. Planning your day the night before is one of those small disciplines. It doesn't feel glamorous. It doesn't feel exciting, but it works. It is simple, and it works. The people who achieve what they set out to achieve are not the ones who relied on talent alone. They are the ones who were willing to prepare. They were willing to do the boring work that nobody else wanted to do. They were willing to take responsibility for their time before it got taken from them. Preparation is an act of respect. Respect for your goals, respect for your time, respect for your future self. When you sit down to plan your day, you are saying, I believe my future is worth protecting. I believe my time is valuable. I believe that what I am building is important enough to deserve my attention. If you don't believe those things, you won't do the work. You'll leave your life to chance and wonder why nothing changes. You have to stop giving yourself permission to drift. You have to stop excusing yourself from the responsibility of building your life. Your dreams will not wait forever. Your opportunities will not stay open forever. Time moves whether you are ready or not. The question is, will you move with it, or will you fall behind? The night before matters because it sets the tone for the morning. A powerful morning doesn't begin by accident. It begins the night before with a clear decision about what matters. It begins with a willingness to do a little work tonight so that tomorrow is stronger, faster, and cleaner. It begins with the understanding that success is not built on how you feel, it is built on what you do consistently. Every evening you have a chance to shape your tomorrow. You have a chance to organize your life around your highest priorities instead of the latest emergencies. You have a chance to say, I choose my life instead of my life choosing for me. It does not take hours. It does not take perfection. It takes the willingness to sit down, think, and decide. Start by writing down 3 things you must accomplish tomorrow. Start by reviewing your schedule and making room for what matters most. Start by asking yourself where you are wasting time and how you can take it back. Start by seeing yourself as the builder of your own future, not a passive participant. Planning your day is an act of creation. It is where the raw material of your hopes begins to take shape into real results. Most people live in reaction mode. They respond to emails. They respond to texts. They respond to problems. They are always reacting to life instead of creating life. Planning breaks that cycle. It puts you back in the driver's seat. It gives you the power to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. It gives you the authority to steer your life instead of just survive it. If you want to know where your life is headed, look at how you treat your evenings. Look at how seriously you take the small task of preparation. If you respect your time will respect you back. If you honor your goals with preparation, your life will move toward them. If you excuse yourself from preparation, your life will excuse itself from excellence. The truth is simple. You can have excuses, or you can have results. You cannot have both. Excuses feel good for a moment, but they cost you your future. Preparation feels small in the moment, but it builds a future you can be proud of. Every night you choose to prepare is a night you invest in yourself. It is a night you strengthen your chances of winning tomorrow. Do not let laziness steal your potential. Do not let the temporary comfort of skipping preparation rob you of the pride that comes from real achievement. Success is not mysterious. It is a collection of simple choices made consistently, even when they are not exciting. Planning your day the night before is one of those choices. It is available to you. It costs nothing but effort. But it changes everything. You are capable of creating a strong, meaningful, extraordinary life. But it starts in the small places. It starts in the moments when nobody is watching. It starts when you are tired, but you still sit down and plan. It starts when you choose your future over your excuses. It starts when you realize that tomorrow is not a mystery waiting to happen to you. Tomorrow is a canvas you are responsible for painting. Be the person who prepares. Be the person who decides. Be the person who respects their time enough to take control of it. The way you spend your time is the way you spend your life. Spend it wisely. Spend it intentionally. Spend it like it matters, because it does. Chapter 4. Say no faster to things that waste your time. The most valuable resource you have is your time, and if you don't protect it, someone else will waste it for you. Learning to say no quickly and clearly to things that don't serve your goals is one of the greatest skills you will ever build. It's not easy, but it's necessary if you want to live with purpose and strength. Every time you say yes to something meaningless, you are saying no to something important. You are allowing something trivial to steal the minutes, the hours, and eventually the years that could have been invested in building the life you want. People who achieve real success are not just talented, they are fierce guardians of their time. They understand that not every invitation, not every opportunity, not every request deserves their attention. They know that energy is limited, and they are not willing to give it away cheaply. They don't say yes to be polite. They don't say yes to avoid discomfort. They say yes when it aligns with their vision, and they say no when it doesn't, without guilt, without hesitation. If you hesitate every time you have to say no, you are giving your energy away twice. Once by stressing about it, and once by doing something you didn't want to do. Being decisive about your no is not rude. It's respectful. Respectful to your goals, respectful to your commitments, respectful to your own time and energy. If you are not willing to defend your boundaries, nobody else will do it for you. The world will pull at you from every direction. There will always be another request, another distraction, another so-called opportunity. If you don't know how to say no fast, you will spend your life running in circles. It starts with clarity. You must be crystal clear about what matters most to you. You have to know what you are working toward, why it matters, and what it requires from you. When you have that clarity, it becomes easier to recognize what does not fit. You won't need to agonize over every decision because you have already decided in advance what you will prioritize. Without clarity, everything looks important. Without clarity, everything feels urgent. And when everything feels urgent, you spend your life exhausted and empty. You don't need to explain your no. You don't need to defend it. You don't need to apologize for it. A simple, firm no is enough. It is a full sentence. It is a full boundary. It is a full decision. People who respect you will respect your no. People who don't were never going to respect your time anyway. Worrying about disappointing people is how you end up disappointing yourself. And once you start disappointing yourself consistently, you lose trust in your own word. You lose respect for your own decisions. You start to believe you are powerless, and that is a dangerous place to live. There is nothing noble about being a martyr to other people's expectations. There is nothing admirable about being available to everyone at the cost of your own dreams. Your future is built on the choices you make today. If you say yes to every invitation, every project, every distraction, you are scattering your energy into 1,000 useless directions. You are losing your focus. You are losing your momentum. You are handing your life over to the demands of everyone else. Saying no faster is a skill that gets stronger with practice. The first few times you do it, you might feel uncomfortable, you might feel guilty, you might worry about what others will think. But every time you say no to something that doesn't matter, you are saying yes to something that does. You are reinforcing your discipline. You are affirming your commitment to your own path. You are becoming stronger, sharper, and more directed. One of the biggest reasons people don't succeed is because they are too busy being busy. They are busy with things that have no real impact. They are busy with activities that feel productive but lead nowhere. They confuse movement with progress. And at the end of the day, they are exhausted but not fulfilled. They wonder why they are working so hard but not getting anywhere. The answer is simple: they are working hard on the wrong things. They are pouring their energy into distractions because they never took control of their decisions. You have to stop giving automatic yeses to everything that comes your way. You have to stop acting like your time is infinite. You have to stop living like your energy has no limits. You have to treat your time like it's a treasure, because it is. Every yes should be expensive. Every yes should be earned. Every yes should be a deliberate, intentional choice that supports your highest priorities. There is freedom in the word no. There is peace in the word no. There is power in the word no. It allows you to create space in your life for what truly matters. It gives you breathing room. It gives you focus. It gives you strength. Without it, you are a prisoner to everything and everyone around you. Without it, you live a reactive life, not a creative one. The more successful you become, the more demands there will be on your time. Success doesn't make life simpler. It makes it more complicated. It doesn't give you fewer choices. It gives you more. And if you don't have a strong no muscle, you will drown in the opportunities that don't serve you. You will be pulled away from your true path by distractions that seem harmless but are actually dangerous. They steal your focus, your energy, your progress. You cannot build something meaningful if you are constantly distracted. You cannot reach your highest potential if you are always available. You cannot create a life of depth and purpose if you are always saying yes to shallow demands. Every no is a gift to your future self. Every no is a brick in the foundation of the life you are trying to build. Every no is a reminder that you are serious about your purpose. It's not about being harsh, it's about being committed. It's about respecting your dreams enough to protect them. It's about recognizing that every minute matters, every decision matters, every day matters. Saying no faster is not selfish. It is essential. It is how you honor your own life. It is how you stay true to your own path. You are not here to please everyone. You are not here to attend every event, accept every invitation, answer every call, reply to every message, say yes to every favor. You are here to live a life that matters to you. You are here to pursue a calling that demands your best. You are here to give your limited energy to things that move you forward, not things that hold you back. Every time you hesitate to say no, remind yourself of what is at stake. Remind yourself of the dreams you are building. Remind yourself of the discipline you are strengthening. Remind yourself of the power you are claiming. Your time is too valuable to be spent on things that do not feed your mind, your heart, your goals. Your energy is too important to be wasted on things that lead nowhere. There will always be people who want your time. There will always be distractions trying to pull you off course. There will always be noise. Your job is not to eliminate the noise. You can't. Your job is to raise your standards so high that only the truly important gets through. Your job is to protect your life with fierce commitment. Your job is to say no quickly, clearly, and without guilt. The world will not slow down for you. It will not organize itself around your goals. You must take control. You must be willing to disappoint others in order to honor yourself. You must be willing to walk away from good things to make room for great things. You must be willing to say no without over-explaining, without apologizing, without second-guessing. The stronger your no, the stronger your yes becomes. The more you protect your time, the more powerful your work becomes. The more you guard your energy, the more unstoppable you become. This is how you build a life of meaning. This is how you move from busy to productive. This is how you shift from overwhelmed to focused. Choose your commitments like your life depends on it, because it does. Say no to what doesn't matter with speed, with clarity, with courage. Say no faster, so that you can say yes to the life you were meant to live. Chapter 5. Focus on one important task until it is finished. If you want to build a life you're proud of, you have to learn how to focus your full attention on one important task until it's done. There's no secret to mastery, and there's no magic shortcut to success. It all comes down to the ability to lock in, stay with it, and follow through when every distraction is trying to pull you away. The world is loud. It's chaotic. It's designed to break your concentration every few minutes. But the winners are the ones who can shut it all out and keep moving forward, one important thing at a time. The reason most people never get where they want to go is not because they lack talent or resources. It's because they get distracted halfway through the journey. They start something important. They feel that initial spark, but then they let their focus drift. They answer that text message. They check that notification. They wander into another task. Before they know it, they've lost their momentum, they've broken their rhythm, and they're starting over again and again without ever finishing what matters most. Nothing great is built in half-finished pieces. Nothing lasting is created in scattered bursts of attention. If you want to make real progress, you have to give your energy fully to the task at hand. You have to treat it like the only thing in the world that matters right now, because in that moment, it is. Every time you break focus, you weaken your strength. Every time you chase another thought, you dilute your power. Finishing what you start is not just about discipline, it's about building a mind that is sharp, resilient, and committed. You have to train yourself to stay longer than your impulses want you to stay. Your mind will beg you to switch tasks. It will tell you that you're bored, that you're tired, that something else looks more interesting. Ignore it. That voice is the voice of mediocrity. It's the voice that has kept countless people stuck in a cycle of almost finishing, almost succeeding, almost growing. Don't listen to it. Stay locked in. Finish the task you started. Give yourself the gift of completion. There is something powerful that happens when you complete something fully. You gain confidence. You build momentum. You strengthen your belief that you can do what you set out to do. You create evidence for yourself that you are a finisher, not just a starter. This evidence compounds over time. Every finished task becomes another brick in the foundation of your self-respect. And self-respect is the fuel you need to pursue bigger, harder, more meaningful goals. You don't have to finish everything, but you must finish the important things. You must know what the priorities are, and you must be ruthless about giving them your best energy. Don't get caught up doing low-priority tasks perfectly while leaving your most important work half done. It's not about being busy. It's about being effective. You can be busy all day and accomplish nothing that really matters. Or you can stay focused on one critical task and change the entire direction of your life. Choosing the important task is a decision you make with intention. It's not based on what feels urgent. It's based on what moves you closer to your goals. Urgent things scream for your attention. Important things wait quietly. They don't demand your focus. You have to give it willingly. That's why so many people spend their days reacting to life instead of creating it. They chase what feels loud and immediate, and they neglect what truly matters. The important task will usually require deep thought, deep work, and deep commitment. It won't always be exciting. It won't always feel good. It might stretch you. It might frustrate you. It might expose your weaknesses. But that's exactly why it's important. Growth lives in the uncomfortable work that most people avoid. Power is built through the consistent execution of the hard things that others leave half-finished. When you sit down to work, remove every possible distraction. Put your phone far away. Close unnecessary tabs. Create a physical environment that supports focus, not chaos. Make it easy for yourself to stay locked in. Give yourself a set period of time to work with full intensity. Start the task. Stay with it. Refuse to switch until it is done. If your mind wanders, bring it back. If you feel restless, breathe and stay in it. This is how you build the mental muscles you need to win in life. There is something deeply satisfying about finishing. About putting in the work, pushing through the resistance, and crossing the finish line. It's a feeling that builds pride, builds character, builds a mindset of excellence. Every time you finish something important, you raise your standards for yourself. You show yourself that you can be trusted with your own dreams, and that is a powerful thing. Multitasking is the enemy of greatness. Trying to do 5 things at once guarantees you won't do any of them well. Your brain is not built to handle that kind of load. It switches back and forth, losing energy and depth every time. If you want to do something important, you must give it your full, undivided attention. You must treat it like a sacred agreement between you and your future self. You must honor it with the best you have to give. There's no shortcut around focus. There's no hack that replaces deep work. If you want to create something extraordinary, if you want to live a life that matters, you have to be willing to do what most people won't: sit with one task long enough to do it right. Stay until it's done. Not until it gets hard. Not until it gets boring. Until it is finished. And when you finish it, you don't just check a box. You build a new version of yourself. A stronger, sharper, more determined version. One who can be trusted with bigger responsibilities, bigger goals, bigger dreams. Your future is built in the choices you make today. Every time you stay focused and finish, you are casting a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you have more time than you do. Every day is a limited opportunity. Every hour you waste chasing distractions is an hour you can never get back. The time you spend in half-hearted effort is time stolen from your own dreams. Treat your hours with respect. Treat your work with respect. Treat yourself with respect. You are capable of more than you know, but you'll never see that potential if you keep stopping halfway. You'll never build the life you want if you keep abandoning the important work the moment it gets uncomfortable. You'll never experience the pride of true achievement if you settle for being almost done. There is no pride in almost. There is no victory in nearly. There is only strength in seeing it through. When you focus on one important task until it is finished, you are practicing greatness. You are developing the kind of strength that most people will never have. You are setting yourself apart. You are building something real, something lasting, something that matters. And that is the work worth doing. Your goals deserve your best. Your dreams deserve your full attention. Your life deserves to be lived with focus, with clarity, with determination. Stop scattering your energy. Stop chasing every little distraction. Choose the important task. Sit with it. Stay with it. Finish it. Then move on to the next important thing, and do it again, and again, and again. This is how you rise above the noise. This is how you separate yourself from the crowd. This is how you build a life that feels strong, steady, and unstoppable. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing what matters most, fully and completely. The world is full of people who start and never finish. Be the rare one who follows through. Be the strong one who sees it all the way to the end. Be the one who finishes what they start, who honors their word, who respects their goals enough to give them the energy they deserve. This is your life. Build it with focus. Build it with commitment. Build it one important task at a time. Finished. Finished. Chapter 6. Set strict time limits for every small task daily. If you want to take back control of your day and live with real purpose, you must set strict time limits for every small task daily. Without boundaries, small tasks have a sneaky way of expanding and consuming hours that should have been invested in your bigger goals. Every time you allow a small task to drag on without clear limits, you are surrendering your time and energy without even realizing it. You lose momentum. You lose clarity. You lose the sharp edge that separates those who make things happen from those who drift aimlessly. Small tasks are necessary. They are part of life. But they are not where your growth happens. They are not where your future is built. The real danger is not in doing small tasks. The real danger is in letting small tasks dominate your mental space, drain your focus, and steal time from the work that actually moves your life forward. If you want to live intentionally, you cannot afford to waste time on tasks that should be completed quickly and efficiently. Setting strict time limits forces you to stay sharp. It trains your brain to work with urgency and precision instead of laziness and procrastination. It teaches you discipline on a micro level and discipline on a micro level builds excellence on a macro level. When you give yourself clear boundaries, you force yourself to make decisions faster. You push yourself to find the most efficient way to get the task done. You avoid the trap of perfectionism that disguises itself as productivity, but is really just fear in a clever costume. You need to approach every small task with the mindset of speed and completion, not rushing carelessly, but moving with deliberate urgency. You give yourself 30 minutes to respond to emails, not the entire afternoon. You allocate 15 minutes to plan your meals, not an hour. You dedicate 20 minutes to tidying up your workspace, not an endless open-ended cleaning spree. The time limit becomes your coach, keeping you honest, keeping you focused, keeping you moving forward instead of getting stuck. Without time limits, it's too easy to drift. You start answering emails, then get sucked into unnecessary conversations. You start cleaning your desk, then find yourself reorganizing your entire closet. You open your calendar to schedule a meeting, then end up scrolling social media. Without strict boundaries, the mind wanders. The day dissolves into a series of scattered, unfocused actions that leave you exhausted but unfulfilled. Strict time limits create the structure you need to stay anchored to your real priorities. When you operate within a time limit, you start valuing your minutes more. You start realizing that time is not infinite. You start living with a sharper awareness of how precious each block of time truly is. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You stop indulging in unnecessary complexity. You get to the point. You move with clarity. You act with intention. Setting time limits also frees your mind from endless decision fatigue. Instead of wondering how long you should spend on something you already know, you've decided ahead of time. You're not negotiating with yourself in the moment. You're simply following through. This reduces stress. It removes mental clutter. It simplifies your day so you can save your willpower for the bigger, harder decisions that actually shape your future. You must see every small task as a necessary but limited part of your day. Not the main event. Not the centerpiece. It's something to be handled efficiently and moved past quickly. The moment you let small tasks expand beyond their place, you lose the war for your time. You start the day with big dreams and end it wondering where all your hours went. Don't let that happen. Guard your time fiercely, even in the small things. There is a hidden power in working against the clock. When you set a strict time limit, you tap into a deeper, more focused part of yourself. You stop overthinking. You stop second-guessing. You just act. You move decisively. You make faster, sharper choices. You get more done in less time. You create a rhythm of action that carries over into everything else you do, and even more importantly, setting strict time limits builds a stronger relationship with yourself. It proves to yourself that you respect your own time. It shows yourself that you can create a plan and stick to it. It builds internal trust, the foundation for all personal growth. Every time you honor a time limit, you are reinforcing the belief that you are in control of your time, not at the mercy of it. Life does not reward you for being busy. It rewards you for being effective. Effectiveness is about doing the right things quickly and well. Effectiveness is about moving through small tasks with speed, so you can focus your best energy on the big, meaningful work that defines your future. It's about clearing the clutter so your mind and your life stay open to the real opportunities. Not every task deserves unlimited access to your energy. Some things just need to get done, and the faster the better. You don't need to spend an hour writing a basic email. You don't need to spend half the morning organizing your to-do list. You don't need to perfect every small thing. Set the timer. Do the work. Move on. Save your deep energy for the tasks that demand your highest level of creativity, thinking, and execution. If you start setting strict time limits today, you will start noticing an immediate shift in your days. You will start finishing things faster. You will feel a greater sense of accomplishment. You will create more open space for focused work. You will have more energy because you're not draining yourself on endless low-value tasks. You will feel more in control because you are in fact taking control. It's easy to tell yourself you'll just spend a few more minutes on something. It's easy to believe that stretching out small tasks is harmless. But every minute spent unnecessarily is a minute stolen from something more important. Minutes add up. Hours disappear. Days are lost. Life is spent. If you don't respect your minutes, you will look back and realize you disrespected your life. You must set strict time limits even if it feels uncomfortable at first. It will feel rushed. It will feel strange. But that discomfort is part of breaking the habit of wasting time. It's part of retraining your mind to move with urgency instead of drifting aimlessly. Stick with it. Trust the process. Give yourself the gift of urgency, the gift of clarity, the gift of moving with purpose every single day. When you set strict time limits for small tasks, you begin to see them for what they really are: small, necessary, but not defining, useful, but not transformational. You handle them with respect but without obsession. You get them done, and you move forward, always forward, towards something greater. This discipline creates more time for you to think, to plan, to create, to build. It opens up space for your real dreams to breathe. It frees you from the endless treadmill of busyness that consumes so many people who never stop to realize how much of their life is being swallowed by the small and the meaningless. You don't have to be like everyone else. You can move differently. You can think differently. You can treat your time as the sacred, non-renewable resource that it is. You can choose to live with the fierce urgency of someone who knows that their days are numbered and who refuses to waste a single one. Start today. Pick your small tasks. Set strict time limits for each one. Hold yourself to them. Finish them. Move on. Keep your energy for the things that matter most. Build the discipline that sets you apart. Build the momentum that carries you forward. Build the life that you know deep down you are capable of living. There is no reason to wait. There is no benefit to drifting. There is only power in taking control now, today, this very minute. Set strict time limits for every small task daily, and you will transform the way you live, the way you work, and the way you win. This is how you become unstoppable. This is how you live a life that is focused, disciplined, and truly free. Chapter 7. Spend more time with people who push you forward. The people you spend time with will have a powerful effect on your journey. They can either drag you down or lift you up. Most of us don't think deeply enough about who we allow into our lives. It's easy to fall into patterns, to stick with what's comfortable, even when it's not what's best for us. But if you truly want to push yourself forward and live a life that's aligned with your highest aspirations, you have to spend more time with people who challenge you, who demand more from you, and who believe in your potential, sometimes more than you believe in it yourself. The people you surround yourself with shape your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your future. If you're always surrounded by people who play small, who aren't willing to go the extra mile, or who don't believe in growth, you're going to find it much harder to rise to your fullest potential. On the other hand, When you surround yourself with people who are constantly improving, pushing boundaries, and demanding more from themselves, that energy will ignite something inside of you. You'll begin to rise to their level. You'll start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and achieving more because that's the environment you've created around yourself. It's not just about being around motivated, successful people either. It's about being around people who genuinely push you to become the best version of yourself. The type of people who ask tough questions, who challenge your thinking, who force you to dig deeper. They aren't afraid to call you out when you're not showing up fully. They don't let you off the hook. They encourage you to stop making excuses and to take action even when you don't feel like it. These are the people who will help you break through the walls you've built around your own growth. The reason this works is simple. We rise to the level of our environment. If you're constantly surrounded by people who think like winners, who act like winners, who take risks and embrace challenges, you'll start to do the same. You'll absorb that energy. It's contagious. You'll feel more inspired, more motivated, and more capable of pushing yourself to new heights. Their success will rub off on you, and before you know it, you'll be stretching your limits and achieving things you never thought possible. But this doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentionality. It requires you to make conscious choices about who you allow into your life. Look at the people around you right now. Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? Are they lifting you up, or are they keeping you stuck in old patterns and limiting beliefs? You have to ask yourself these questions honestly. And if the answer is that the people around you are not pushing you forward, then it's time to make a change. This doesn't mean you need to cut people out of your life entirely, but it does mean that you need to make more room for people who are elevating you. You need to intentionally seek out relationships that challenge and inspire you. It could be mentors, colleagues, friends, or even online communities of like-minded individuals who are committed to growth and excellence. It's about surrounding yourself with people who hold you to a higher standard. Another powerful part of spending more time with people who push you forward is that they hold you accountable. Accountability is a game changer. When you know that someone is counting on you, or that they expect you to show up as your best self, it's much harder to let yourself slide. You don't want to disappoint the people who believe in you. You don't want to let them down. So you start showing up more consistently. You start following through on your promises. You start taking actions that align with the person you want to become, because you know there are people in your life who are watching, who care, and who will hold you accountable. Accountability works both ways. When you're around people who push you forward, you start to see them as role models. You start to understand what it looks like to consistently show up, to push through adversity, and to chase growth with relentless commitment. They teach you through their actions, and by holding you accountable, they help you learn to do the same for yourself. You begin to develop your own internal discipline and self-responsibility, which are the foundation of long-term success. It's also important to recognize that people who push you forward won't always be easy to be around. Sometimes growth can feel uncomfortable. Sometimes the feedback they give you will sting. They may point out areas where you're falling short or where you're not living up to your potential. But that discomfort is a sign that you are on the right path. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you're challenged. It happens when you're stretched. And if you truly want to become the person you're capable of being, you need to embrace that discomfort and be grateful for the people who are creating it in your life. You have to be willing to hear the hard truths. You have to be willing to be vulnerable enough to let people in, to let them see your weaknesses, your flaws, your areas of growth. The people who push you forward will help you see your blind spots, areas where you may be limiting yourself or avoiding your true potential. They will challenge your thinking and your behaviors, and in doing so they will help you grow in ways you never could have on your own. This is why you have to be strategic about who you spend time with. You can't afford to be surrounded by negativity or people who are stuck in their own limiting beliefs. You can't afford to be around people who are only interested in playing small or living comfortably. You need to be surrounded by people who are committed to their own personal growth and who will encourage you to be committed to yours as well. At the same time, remember that pushing yourself forward doesn't mean constantly chasing after success or achievement. It means growing in every area of your life. It means becoming the best version of yourself, no matter what that looks like in the moment. It means focusing on improvement, not perfection. It means showing up every day and being better than you were the day before. It's about developing a mindset of constant growth, of continuous evolution, and surrounding yourself with people who share that same mindset. When you make the decision to surround yourself with people who push you forward, everything in your life changes. Your mindset shifts, your habits change, your level of commitment and discipline increases. You start seeing the world in a different way. You begin to believe in your potential because the people around you believe in it too. They push you to dream bigger, to work harder, and to achieve more than you ever thought possible. The key to success is not just about what you do on your own. It's about the environment you create around yourself. And one of the most powerful ways to create an environment that nurtures success is to intentionally spend more time with people who challenge and inspire you. They will push you forward, whether you're ready for it or not. They will help you grow faster and reach higher. And ultimately they will be the ones who help you unlock the person you were always meant to become. In the end, the people who push you forward are the ones who believe in your greatness before you even see it yourself. They help you realize that you are capable of so much more than you've ever imagined. They make you better. They make you stronger. They make you unstoppable. So don't wait another moment. Seek them out. Spend more time with them, and let them help you become the best version of yourself. Chapter 8. Block distractions completely during your best hours. We live in a world full of distractions. It's almost impossible to go through a day without being pulled in countless directions, whether it's notifications from our phones, demands from work, or people around us. The truth is, distractions are everywhere. They can be subtle or loud, urgent or insignificant, but they all share one thing in common: they pull us away from our most important tasks. The challenge is not to avoid distractions entirely, because that's nearly impossible. The challenge is to recognize when they occur and have the discipline to block them out during your best hours. Your best hours are those moments in the day when you feel most focused, most energized, and most productive. These hours are when your brain is at its sharpest, when your creativity flows, and when you are capable of tackling your most challenging work. For some, this may be in the early morning hours, when the world is still quiet and undisturbed. For others, it might be after a good workout, or in the late morning when you've had time to build momentum. Whatever your best hours are, they are precious. They are when you have the potential to get the most done, to make the greatest impact on your goals. The first step to blocking distractions is identifying when your best hours are. Too many of us go through life letting external forces dictate how we spend our time, without ever taking the time to figure out when we're most effective. We give in to the demands of others, respond to notifications, and let our focus be scattered in a million directions. This approach leaves us feeling drained, frustrated, and unaccomplished at the end of the day because we're not using our most powerful time to its full potential. Think about the times of day when you feel the most clarity. When is your energy high? When do you find that you can concentrate without much effort? It might be when you first wake up, before the noise of the day has begun. Or perhaps it's after you've had a productive morning and now, in the afternoon, you're in a state of flow. Whatever your optimal time, that's when you need to block distractions completely. Your best hours are not a time to check emails, scroll through social media, or respond to every little request. They are a time for you to do your most important work. The second step is creating an environment that allows you to work distraction-free. In today's world, distractions often come from our devices. Our phones ping with messages, our email inbox fills up with requests, and social media platforms pull us into their endless scroll. The first thing you need to do is eliminate these distractions. Turn off notifications. Put your phone on airplane mode. Close any apps or tabs that might pull you away from your work. If you have to, use apps designed to help you focus, like those that block certain websites or apps for a set period. But blocking distractions goes beyond just your devices. It also means controlling your physical environment. If you're working from home, make sure your workspace is clear of clutter. Find a quiet spot where you can concentrate and set boundaries with the people around you. If you're in an office, consider using noise-canceling headphones, or if possible, schedule your work around times when the office is quieter. Create a space where you can be fully immersed in the task at hand without the constant interruptions of the world around you. One of the hardest parts of blocking distractions is saying no. Often, the distractions that derail us come from well-meaning friends, colleagues, or family members. They might ask for your time, for your attention, or for your help with something that seems urgent. But if you're not careful, these requests can eat away at your best hours and leave you feeling depleted by the end of the day. The key is to get comfortable with saying no. This doesn't mean you have to be rude or dismissive, but it does mean that you have to prioritize your time and make sure that nothing, except your most important tasks, gets in the way. When you block distractions, you're not just protecting your time. You're also protecting your mental energy. Every time you switch your focus from one task to another, even if it's just for a few seconds, it takes effort to get back into the flow. These constant interruptions drain your cognitive resources, leaving you feeling less focused and less productive. By eliminating distractions during your best hours, you give yourself the best chance to enter a state of deep work, a state where time seems to slow down and you can accomplish hours of work in a fraction of the time. Deep work is the result of uninterrupted, focused effort. It's when you are so fully immersed in a task that the world around you disappears. You stop checking the clock. You stop worrying about anything else. All of your attention is laser-focused on the work you're doing. Achieving deep work is not easy. It requires you to block out everything that doesn't contribute to the task at hand. But when you do achieve it, the results are profound. You get more done in a shorter amount of time. Your work is of higher quality, and you feel a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment that you simply can't get from being distracted. The benefits of blocking distractions go beyond just productivity. When you focus intensely on one task at a time, you also improve your skills. You get better at problem solving, better at making decisions, and better at doing the work that matters most. When you're constantly distracted, your brain doesn't have the time it needs to process and synthesize information. But when you block distractions, you create the mental space for your brain to work at its highest level. You begin to make connections you wouldn't have made otherwise. You start to think creatively, and your work becomes not just faster, but smarter. Another key benefit of blocking distractions is that it allows you to build momentum. When you're constantly jumping between tasks, it's hard to gain any real traction. But when you commit to focusing on one thing for a set period of time, you start to build momentum. You begin to see results. You start to make progress. And progress, as we all know, fuels motivation. The more you accomplish, the more you want to accomplish. The more you get done, the more confident you feel in your ability to take on even bigger challenges. One thing that will help you block distractions is having a clear plan for your best hours. Know exactly what you're going to work on before you sit down to do it. This will help you hit the ground running and avoid wasting precious time deciding what to do next. Having a clear objective for your best hours also makes it easier to say no to distractions. When you have a clear goal, it's easier to recognize when something is trying to pull you away from that goal, and the stronger your sense of purpose, the easier it becomes to shut out distractions without hesitation. It's also important to recognize that blocking distractions during your best hours doesn't mean you have to work all the time. Part of the process is recognizing when you need a break and allowing yourself to recharge. Just as your best hours are when you work most efficiently, your breaks are just as important to your overall productivity. Don't feel guilty for taking time to rest, recharge, and reset. In fact, allowing yourself to rest is a crucial part of ensuring that you can focus during your best hours. A well-timed break can make the difference between productive focus and burnout. In the end, the more disciplined you are in blocking distractions during your best hours, the more you will accomplish. You'll find that not only do you achieve your goals faster, but you'll also feel a deeper sense of satisfaction and fulfillment because you've made the most of your time. By committing to deep work, eliminating distractions, and focusing your energy on what truly matters, you'll unlock your potential and accomplish things you never thought possible. Chapter 9. Track how you spend every hour for 1 week. Tracking how you spend every hour for 1 week is a powerful exercise that can reveal the true patterns of your life. It's an honest, revealing practice that forces you to confront how you actually use your time. Most of us operate on autopilot, moving through each day without fully understanding where our time is going. We assume that we're spending it wisely, but the truth is often different. In fact, many of us waste more time than we realize, distracted by habits and distractions that take us away from our highest priorities. Tracking your time for an entire week gives you the opportunity to change that. It's a chance to get real about where your time is going and to make deliberate choices about how you want to spend it moving forward. The first step is simply committing to the process. For 1 week, you need to record every hour of your day. This means noting down everything you're doing, from the big tasks to the small ones. You might feel overwhelmed at first, but once you get started, it becomes easier. The key is consistency. You need to track every single hour of the day, even the seemingly insignificant moments. Don't leave out any detail, because the purpose of this exercise is to uncover the hidden patterns of your behavior. It's not just about tracking the time you spend working. It's about tracking the time you spend on everything. The time you spend scrolling on your phone, watching TV, taking breaks, or even daydreaming. All of this time counts because all of it is influencing your overall productivity. When you track your time, you may be shocked at how much time slips away unnoticed. It's easy to underestimate the minutes spent checking emails, responding to messages, or scrolling through social media. You might think that these small moments don't add up, but over the course of a week, they can amount to hours of wasted time. The truth is, we live in an age of constant distractions. The world around us is designed to pull our attention in a million different directions. The real question is, how much of that time is actually serving you? How much of it is taking you closer to your goals? By tracking your time, you get the data you need to make informed decisions about where you want to focus your energy. Once you've tracked your time for a week, it's important to analyze the data. Look at how much time you're spending on each activity. How much of that time is spent on things that are moving you forward? How much time is being spent on activities that don't contribute to your long-term goals? The first time you analyze your time log, it might be uncomfortable. You'll likely discover that you're spending more time on trivial activities than you realized. But don't let this discourage you. The purpose of this exercise isn't to judge yourself. It's to become more aware of where your time is going, so that you can make conscious decisions about how you want to spend it in the future. After reviewing your time log, the next step is to make adjustments. This is where the real change happens. Based on your analysis, you can begin to eliminate or reduce time spent on activities that don't add value to your life. For example, if you find that you're spending an hour a day on social media, ask yourself if that time could be better spent elsewhere. Could you replace that time with something more productive, like reading, exercising, or working on a personal project? Maybe you're spending too much time in meetings that aren't necessary, or you're getting caught up in tasks that are important but not urgent. When you track your time, you have the power to take control of your schedule. You can choose to spend more time on the things that matter most to you and less time on things that don't. One of the most valuable insights you can gain from this exercise is an understanding of your energy patterns throughout the day. You might notice that you're most productive in the morning, but by the afternoon, your energy starts to drop. Alternatively, you might find that you're more focused and alert in the evening. Whatever your energy patterns are, tracking your time allows you to align your tasks with the times of day when you're at your best. You can use your most focused hours for the most important tasks and reserve less demanding activities for when your energy starts to wane. This type of time management is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about leveraging your natural rhythms to optimize your productivity and focus. Another key insight you can gain from tracking your time is the importance of rest and recovery. Many people believe that in order to be productive, they need to be working all the time, but the reality is that taking regular breaks is essential for maintaining high levels of focus and energy. When you track your time, you may realize that you're not taking enough breaks throughout the day. This can lead to burnout and a decline in productivity. If you notice that you're working for long stretches without taking time to recharge, it's important to make rest a priority. This doesn't mean that you should waste time, but it does mean that you need to balance periods of intense focus with periods of relaxation. Whether it's taking a short walk, meditating, or simply stepping away from your desk for a few minutes, regular breaks can help to reset your mind and keep you performing at your best. Tracking your time also helps you identify any inefficiencies in your routine. Sometimes we get stuck in habits that aren't serving us. We continue doing things because it's familiar, not because it's the best use of our time. For example, you might have a routine of checking your email first thing in the morning, but when you track your time, you might realize that this practice is actually taking away from your productivity. Instead of diving into important tasks, you're spending the first part of your day dealing with messages that could wait. By tracking your time, you can begin to recognize these patterns and make small changes that will improve your productivity. Another powerful outcome of tracking your time is that it forces you to be honest with yourself. It's easy to make excuses for why we're not getting things done. We tell ourselves that we're too busy, that we don't have enough time, or that we'll get to it tomorrow. But when you track your time, you can no longer hide behind these excuses. The data is there, and it's telling you exactly how much time you're spending on each activity. This creates a sense of accountability. You can't lie to yourself anymore. And once you stop making excuses, you can start taking ownership of your time and your life. The beauty of tracking your time for just 1 week is that it gives you a clear, concrete picture of how you're spending your life. It's an opportunity to course correct and make intentional changes. After just 1 week of tracking, you'll likely have a much clearer sense of where your time is going and how you can make better use of it. But this exercise isn't something that you do once and then forget about. Tracking your time for a week is just the beginning. It's a tool that you can use periodically to ensure that you're staying on track and aligning your time with your goals. In the end, time is the most valuable resource you have. It's the one thing you can never get back once it's gone. That's why it's so important to be intentional about how you spend it. Tracking how you spend every hour for a week might seem like a small step, but it's the first step toward taking full control of your time and your life. It's a practice that can transform the way you approach your goals, your work, and your personal development. So make the commitment today. Start tracking your time and use that data to make the changes that will propel you forward. The results will be worth it. Chapter 10. Protect your mornings like your life depends on it. The power of the morning is undeniable. It sets the tone for your entire day, and how you begin your morning often dictates how productive, focused, and positive you'll be for the rest of the day. When you wake up, your mind is fresh, your energy reserves are full, and you have the opportunity to control your environment before the outside world starts to make demands on your attention. This is why protecting your mornings is one of the most critical habits you can develop if you want to be productive and successful in the long term. Your mornings are a blank slate. How you fill them up, what you choose to do with those first precious hours, determines how the rest of your day will unfold. If you squander those hours with distractions, you are giving away the most valuable part of your day. Time is our most limited resource, and the morning is the time when you have the most potential to harness it. If you leave your mornings to chance, it's easy to slip into a cycle of reactive behavior, where you're simply responding to life's demands rather than actively shaping your day. When you protect your mornings, you're committing to creating a foundation for success, focus, and clarity. One of the first steps in protecting your mornings is creating a morning routine. A morning routine isn't just a list of things you do when you wake up. It's a series of intentional actions that prepare you for the day ahead. These actions should serve to energize you, clear your mind, and focus your attention on what's most important. The beauty of a morning routine is that it creates a sense of structure and purpose right from the moment you wake up. It allows you to start your day with intention, so that instead of feeling rushed or reactive, you feel grounded and in control. The key to a successful morning routine is consistency. You need to commit to waking up at the same time each day and following your routine without deviation. At first, this may feel difficult. Your mind will try to resist. It will tell you that you're too tired or that you need more sleep. But the reality is that waking up early is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. The early hours are your time to nurture yourself, focus on your goals, and prepare for the challenges of the day. The earlier you rise, the more control you have over your time. And with that control comes the ability to make better decisions, to think clearly, and to approach your tasks with a calm and focused mind. When you protect your mornings, you're protecting your mental state. The first few hours after you wake up are when your mind is the most impressionable. What you choose to do during this time will have a lasting impact on the rest of your day. If you immediately dive into checking emails, social media, or the news, you're allowing external factors to dictate your mood and mindset. These things pull your attention in every direction and create unnecessary stress and distraction. Instead, use your mornings to focus inward. Take time for practices like meditation, journaling, or deep breathing. These activities allow you to center yourself and set the tone for a calm, focused day. In addition to mental clarity, mornings also provide an opportunity for physical energy. You've just spent the night resting, so your body is in a prime position to move and recharge. Whether it's a quick workout, yoga, or stretching, getting your body moving in the morning wakes up your muscles and boosts your energy levels. Physical exercise early in the day is one of the best ways to increase your focus, productivity, and overall sense of well-being. It doesn't matter if it's only a short session. What matters is that you're giving yourself the gift of energy to start the day strong. Another important aspect of protecting your mornings is ensuring that you're not filling them with unnecessary distractions. The morning is not the time to check your phone, respond to emails, or deal with tasks that can wait. These activities hijack your focus and scatter your energy. When you wake up, you should resist the temptation to jump into the chaos of your digital world. Social media, notifications, and the demands of others can wait. Your time and energy in the morning belong to you. When you prioritize yourself in those first few hours, you're setting the stage for a productive and intentional day. The power of a morning routine is amplified when you also make time for reflection. In the quiet of the morning, before the noise of the world creeps in, take a few moments to reflect on your goals. What do you want to accomplish today? What's most important? Where are you headed in the long term? These moments of reflection allow you to clarify your priorities and align your actions with your values. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, but reflection grounds you and reminds you of the bigger picture. You can't build a successful life by simply reacting to whatever comes your way. You need to take time to decide what truly matters, and the morning is the best time to do that. The concept of protecting your mornings also involves setting boundaries with others. If you allow others to invade your mornings with their requests or demands, you're giving away your power. You have the right to guard this time fiercely. This might mean saying no to phone calls or messages in the early hours. It might mean establishing boundaries with people in your life who expect your attention right away. You need to protect your mornings as if your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The way you start your day affects how you show up in the world. If you wake up feeling rushed, scattered, or stressed, that energy will follow you throughout the day. But when you start your morning with purpose, clarity, and focus, you'll approach your challenges with confidence and strength. As you make protecting your mornings a priority, you'll start to notice the ripple effect it has on the rest of your life. When you're in control of your mornings, you'll find that you're able to approach your work with more focus, make better decisions, and handle stress with greater ease. You'll become more disciplined, more organized, and more intentional in everything you do. Your mornings will become the foundation for your success, not just in your work, but in your personal life as well. But like any habit, protecting your mornings requires consistency. It's easy to slip into old habits, to stay up late and wake up late, or to let distractions creep in. But every time you protect your mornings, you are reinforcing the habit of discipline and focus. The more consistent you are with your morning routine, the more ingrained it becomes in your life. Over time, you'll begin to notice that protecting your mornings feels natural, and you won't have to think twice about it. You'll wake up excited for the opportunity to start your day with intention, and you'll look forward to the productivity and peace of mind it brings. In conclusion, protecting your mornings is not just a matter of routine, it's a way of honoring yourself and your goals. The morning is a time when you can set the stage for everything that comes after it. It's a time when you can align your mind, body and soul for the challenges ahead. When you commit to protecting your mornings, you're committing to taking control of your day, your life, and your future. Make the decision now to protect your mornings, and you'll see how it transforms every area of your life. Chapter 11. Use a simple to-do list every single day. A simple to-do list may seem like a basic tool, but its power is far from ordinary. In the whirlwind of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos, lose track of priorities, and waste time on things that don't move you closer to your goals. This is where a to-do list becomes an invaluable ally, offering clarity and structure, guiding you through each day with intention and purpose. By using a simple to-do list every single day, you are not just organizing your tasks, you are aligning your actions with your goals and values, ensuring that you remain focused, productive, and on track. The beauty of a to-do list lies in its simplicity. When you write down the tasks you need to accomplish, you're removing the mental clutter. Rather than trying to remember everything in your head, you free up cognitive space by putting everything on paper or in a digital note. This allows you to approach your day with more clarity, less stress, and a sense of control over what needs to be done. A to-do list acts as your external memory, your roadmap for the day, ensuring that you don't forget important tasks while preventing you from becoming overwhelmed by the sheer number of things you have to do. However, the power of a to-do list is not just in the act of writing it down. It's in how you use it. A to-do list is not meant to be a simple list of tasks you can check off mindlessly. It's a tool for intentional productivity. If you approach your list with the mindset of crossing off tasks for the sake of completion, you may miss the bigger picture. Instead, the goal is to use the list to prioritize, to structure your day in a way that moves you closer to your long-term goals. A to-do list should reflect what truly matters, not just what is urgent or easy to check off. Every task on your list should be aligned with your values and objectives, so that each item completed brings you closer to the life you want to create. Start your day by reviewing your to-do list and asking yourself which tasks are the most important. It's easy to fill a list with low-priority items that feel good to check off, but don't contribute significantly to your progress. A key part of using a to-do list effectively is learning to identify your highest priority tasks, the ones that will have the greatest impact on your life and your goals. These are the tasks that should take precedence. By tackling the most important items first, you ensure that you're dedicating your energy to the work that truly matters, rather than getting bogged down in tasks that are less meaningful. In addition to prioritizing, consider breaking down larger projects or tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Often, we avoid tackling big projects because they feel overwhelming, and the prospect of completing them feels like an insurmountable challenge. By breaking them down into smaller tasks, you make them more approachable. A big goal may seem daunting, but a small, simple step is something you can take action on right now. This approach not only helps you make progress, but also builds momentum, as each small task completed brings you closer to the end result. It's about making the overwhelming feel achievable, and a simple to-do list helps you do just that. Another key benefit of using a to-do list is that it helps you track your progress. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to lose sight of how much we've actually accomplished. A to-do list allows you to look back at the end of the day and see exactly what you've achieved. This is a powerful feeling, seeing all the tasks you've completed and knowing that you've made tangible progress. It's motivating, it's rewarding, and it reinforces the idea that your efforts are paying off. The act of crossing off a completed task isn't just about checking boxes. It's about celebrating the small wins that accumulate over time to create significant results. There's also a psychological benefit to using a to-do list. Writing down your tasks helps clarify your intentions and creates a sense of commitment. When you write something down, it becomes more real. It moves from the realm of vague ideas and mental notes to a concrete action that you've committed to. This act of writing it down is an important step in manifesting your intentions into reality. A to-do list isn't just a collection of tasks, it's a contract you make with yourself to follow through on your commitments. When you use it every day, you're strengthening your ability to follow through, to stay organized, and to take action. The simplicity of a to-do list doesn't mean it's a one-size-fits-all solution. It can be customized to fit your needs and preferences. Some people prefer to keep their to-do list digital, using apps that help them stay organized, while others prefer the tactile experience of writing it down on paper. The format is less important than the act of using it consistently. What matters is that you're using the list to guide your actions, to remind yourself of what you need to do, and to keep you on track throughout the day. Whether it's a handwritten list on a sticky note or a well-organized app on your phone, the point is to find a method that works for you and stick with it. As you incorporate the use of a to-do list into your daily routine, you may notice something interesting. As your list grows shorter, you'll start to feel less overwhelmed and more in control. Tasks that once seemed daunting become more manageable when they're broken down into simple, actionable steps. And as you consistently use your to-do list to stay focused and productive, you'll develop a deeper sense of self-discipline. You'll see firsthand how small, consistent actions can lead to big results. The act of writing down your tasks every day becomes a ritual that reinforces the habit of productivity, making it easier to stay organized and focused on what truly matters. In the long run, using a simple to-do list daily creates a powerful ripple effect in your life. As you tackle tasks with intention and prioritize the most important work, you'll find that you're achieving more in less time. The discipline of using a to-do list consistently translates into increased focus, better time management, and a greater sense of accomplishment. Each completed task adds to your momentum, pushing you closer to your goals. And perhaps most importantly, using a to-do list each day reinforces the belief that you are in control of your time and your actions. You are not a passive participant in your day. You are an active creator of the life you want to live. In the end, the simplicity of a to-do list is its greatest strength. It may seem small, but the impact it has on your daily productivity, focus, and progress is anything but insignificant. By using a to-do list every day, you're not just staying organized, you're taking control of your life. You're aligning your actions with your goals, ensuring that each day is purposeful and productive. The simplicity of the to-do list is a reflection of the simplicity of success. Small, consistent actions taken with intention and focus lead to great results. The to-do list is your roadmap to achieving those results. Chapter 12. Prioritize what grows you and ignore what drains you. Every day you are faced with choices. Choices about how to spend your time, what to focus on, and where to direct your energy. Some of these choices will contribute to your growth, pushing you forward in ways you can feel and see. Others, however, will drain you, leaving you feeling depleted and stuck, without any meaningful progress. The key to success, and to living a life that reflects your true potential, is in learning to prioritize what grows you and ignore what drains you. Growth is not always a matter of doing more. Often it's about doing the right things. When you commit to growth, you are making a decision to invest in yourself. Every action you take should be an investment that moves you closer to your best self. Whether it's learning a new skill, taking on a challenge that expands your comfort zone, or choosing to spend time with people who inspire you, these are the kinds of actions that nurture your potential. They feed your mind, body, and spirit in ways that make you stronger, wiser, and more capable. When you prioritize what grows you, you ensure that each day is a step forward on your path to greatness. On the other hand, there are the distractions, the activities, and the people that drain your energy. These are the things that may seem harmless at first, but over time, they take a toll on your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. They pull you in different directions, siphoning off your focus and attention from the things that truly matter. Draining activities might include mindless scrolling on social media, wasting time on conversations that don't add value, or engaging in negative self-talk that erodes your confidence. While these things might seem like small distractions in the moment, they accumulate over time, leaving you with less time and energy for what truly matters. The ability to discern what grows you and what drains you is a crucial skill that can determine the trajectory of your life. This requires self-awareness and the courage to make difficult decisions. It's not always easy to let go of things that drain you, especially when they offer temporary comfort or relief. But when you make the decision to prioritize growth, you take control of your life. You decide that your time, energy, and focus are too valuable to waste on things that do not serve your higher purpose. To begin prioritizing growth over drain, start by examining how you spend your time. Take an honest look at the activities that fill your day. Are they moving you closer to your goals? Are they helping you develop the skills and mindset you need to succeed? Or are they simply filling the space in your day without contributing to your personal or professional growth? When you examine your daily routines and habits, you may discover that much of your time is spent on activities that drain you. The key is to identify these time wasters and consciously choose to replace them with actions that contribute to your growth. This process of prioritization also involves setting boundaries. In order to protect your energy and time, you must learn to say no to things that do not align with your goals. This can be difficult, especially if you are someone who has trouble turning down requests from others. But by saying yes to everything, you are saying no to your own growth. It's important to recognize that every time you say yes to something that drains you, you are sacrificing time and energy that could be better spent on something that elevates you. Setting boundaries is a form of self-respect. It's a declaration that you value your growth and are willing to make choices that reflect that value. Another crucial aspect of prioritizing growth is surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your energy and mindset. When you are around people who inspire you, challenge you, and support your ambitions, you are more likely to grow. They help you see possibilities you might have overlooked, encourage you when you face challenges, and celebrate your victories. These are the people who lift you up and push you to become the best version of yourself. On the other hand, when you spend time with people who are negative, critical, or indifferent to your goals, you will find yourself drained. Their energy can sap your enthusiasm, limit your potential, and make it harder to stay focused on what matters. Choosing to prioritize growth means choosing to distance yourself from relationships that hold you back. It means surrounding yourself with people who encourage your dreams and help you stay focused on your path. This may require tough decisions, such as letting go of relationships that are no longer serving you, or minimizing contact with people who consistently drain your energy. It's not about being harsh or dismissive of others, it's about being intentional with who you allow into your life. You deserve to be around people who push you forward, not those who hold you back. At the same time, it's important to understand that growth requires discomfort. It's easy to prioritize activities that feel good in the moment, such as indulging in distractions or avoiding difficult conversations. But true growth rarely happens in the comfort zone. It happens when you step outside of it, when you face challenges that force you to stretch and expand. This may mean saying no to short-term pleasures in favor of long-term gains. It might mean pushing through the resistance that comes with learning something new, or stepping up to a challenge that feels daunting. Growth requires a willingness to embrace discomfort, to keep going even when it's hard, and to trust that the rewards will come in time. As you begin to prioritize what grows you, you'll notice that your life starts to take on a new momentum. You'll feel more energized, focused, and aligned with your purpose. By consistently choosing activities and people that contribute to your growth, you create a positive feedback loop. The more you invest in yourself, the more your life reflects that investment. Your confidence will grow, your skills will improve, and your opportunities will multiply. The things that once drained you will no longer have the same power over you. You'll have the strength to say no to them, to set boundaries, and to walk away from what no longer serves you. Ultimately, the choice to prioritize what grows you and ignore what drains you is a choice to take full responsibility for your life. It's an act of self-mastery, a commitment to living with intention and purpose. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are finite resources, and you have the power to direct them toward what truly matters. When you prioritize growth, you are investing in a future that reflects your potential, a future where you have the strength, wisdom, and resilience to face any challenge. And in doing so, you create a life that is aligned with your highest aspirations, one where every day moves you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Chapter 13. Delete social media apps you do not truly need. In today's digital world, social media has become ingrained in nearly every aspect of our lives. It's a tool for staying connected, sharing our experiences, and keeping up with the world. But while social media can serve as a powerful tool for communication and learning, it can also become a massive time suck and a source of unnecessary distraction. Social media apps are designed to capture your attention, drawing you into endless scrolling that often leaves you feeling drained or unfulfilled. The solution: delete the social media apps you do not truly need. The first step in this process is understanding the role social media plays in your life. Why do you use social media? Is it something that helps you stay connected with friends and family? Is it a platform where you share your personal projects or professional work? Or is it simply a habit, an unconscious way to pass the time, scrolling through content that adds little value to your life? If the social media apps you use are not helping you grow, stay informed, or connect with people who enrich your life, it's time to reconsider their place in your routine. One of the biggest problems with social media is the way it steals your focus. When you check your phone to see what's happening on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, you are bombarded with an endless stream of notifications, updates and messages. Each of these distractions pulls you away from your work, from your goals, and from the present moment. It becomes incredibly difficult to stay focused on what truly matters when your attention is constantly being fragmented by social media. This constant pull on your focus drains your energy, leaving you less productive and more reactive. You may find yourself falling into a cycle of checking your phone, losing time, and feeling frustrated with your lack of progress. The truth is, every time you check a notification, you're breaking your concentration, you're interrupting the flow of your thoughts and your work. And while it may seem like these interruptions are harmless, over time, they add up, leading to a significant loss of productivity. Another issue with social media is its impact on your mental health. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook are built around the idea of comparison. You see others sharing their achievements, experiences, and curated lives, and you can't help but compare your own life to theirs. This constant comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and self-doubt. Social media creates an artificial standard of success and happiness, one that is often unrealistic and shallow. Yet we internalize it, allowing it to shape our sense of worth. When you constantly expose yourself to these curated versions of other people's lives, you forget that everyone has struggles, imperfections, and setbacks. Social media is not a true reflection of reality. It's a highlight reel that rarely shows the full picture. And yet many of us measure our own success, happiness, and self-worth against the false standards presented on these platforms. This unhealthy comparison can erode your confidence, making you feel like you're falling behind, even though the only thing you're really falling behind is the fabricated image that social media wants you to believe is real. To break free from this trap, it's essential to take a step back and evaluate which social media apps are truly serving you. Are there any platforms that leave you feeling drained, unproductive, or unhappy? Are there apps that you use simply out of habit, but don't actually contribute to your well-being? These are the apps that need to go. By deleting them, you are making a conscious decision to take back control of your time, focus, and mental health. It's important to recognize that not all social media is inherently bad. Some platforms can provide valuable connections, insights, and information. If you use social media for professional networking, learning, or staying in touch with close friends and family, then these platforms may still serve a positive purpose in your life. However, the key is being intentional with your usage. You can curate your social media experience to make sure that it aligns with your goals and values. But to do that, you need to be willing to eliminate the platforms that are not serving you. When you remove the social media apps that drain your time and energy, you open up space for activities that nurture your growth and well-being. You can redirect the time you once spent mindlessly scrolling into more productive pursuits, whether that's focusing on your work, reading a book, learning a new skill, or spending quality time with people who matter most. You can invest in the things that truly make you happy, rather than wasting hours comparing yourself to others. It's also essential to recognize that our habits around social media are deeply ingrained. It's easy to check your phone without even thinking about it. But breaking this habit requires a conscious effort. You can start by replacing your social media time with more productive or fulfilling activities. You might decide to start your day with a morning routine that doesn't involve checking your phone. Instead, you could spend the first hour of your day meditating, journaling, exercising, or working on your most important tasks. By establishing these positive habits, you reduce the temptation to mindlessly scroll through social media, and you set a healthier tone for the rest of your day. Additionally, setting boundaries around your social media use can help you maintain control. For example, you might decide that you will only check social media at specific times during the day. You can use apps that block access to social media during your most productive hours, or set time limits for each platform. By putting these boundaries in place, you protect your time and energy, ensuring that social media doesn't become a distraction or a source of stress. Ultimately, deleting social media apps you do not truly need is about taking back control. It's about recognizing that your time, attention, and mental health are precious resources, and that you deserve to spend them on things that contribute to your growth and happiness. It's a decision to stop letting social media dictate how you spend your time, and instead, use your time in ways that align with your goals, values, and well-being. The world will continue to offer new distractions, new platforms, and new ways to pull your attention away from what matters. But by consciously choosing to eliminate the apps that drain you, you reclaim the power to focus on what truly matters. You'll be amazed at how much more time, energy, and clarity you'll have when you remove the unnecessary noise of social media from your life. Chapter 14. Use small pockets of time to learn something useful. In our fast-paced world, time often feels like it's slipping through our fingers. There's always so much to do, and so little time to do it. But what if I told you that the time you're constantly rushing through could actually be an incredible opportunity for growth? Small pockets of time, those fleeting moments between tasks or during transitions, hold immense potential for learning and improvement. By taking advantage of these small, often overlooked windows of time, you can accumulate knowledge, sharpen your skills, and advance toward your goals in ways you might not have considered. We all have those moments in our daily routines where we're waiting for something. Maybe it's waiting in line, sitting on a bus, or having a few minutes before a meeting starts. These pockets of time seem insignificant, but when you begin to treat them as opportunities for learning, you can make substantial progress in any area you desire. Most of us overlook these moments because they feel like wasted time. We check our phones, scroll through social media, or let our minds wander without purpose. But the key to unlocking growth and learning is to use this time intentionally. Imagine turning your wait times into learning sessions. Instead of scrolling through endless feeds, you could be listening to educational podcasts or audiobooks that expand your knowledge. You could dive into short articles or videos that teach you new skills or perspectives. Even in just 5 or 10 minutes, you can absorb a lot of useful information. The beauty of these small learning sessions is that they don't require a huge time commitment. You can pick up a new fact, idea, or concept every day, and over time, those small moments add up to something significant. This concept works well because of the power of compound growth. Just as saving a little bit of money every day can lead to financial security over time, dedicating small moments to learning can lead to massive intellectual growth. By using small pockets of time consistently, you develop the habit of learning, which over time builds a strong foundation of knowledge that can serve you for years to come. The more you learn, the more opportunities open up to you. You might discover new interests, find innovative solutions to problems, or open doors to new professional or personal opportunities. But it all starts with leveraging those small moments. The key to making the most of these pockets of time is to be intentional about how you use them. If you're waiting for a meeting to start, instead of checking your email or texting, pull up an article on a topic you're interested in. If you're on a commute, Consider listening to an audiobook or podcast related to something you want to master. Even while cooking or exercising, you can engage your mind by listening to educational content. The possibilities are endless, and the key is to make these moments count. You might wonder if 5 or 10 minutes really makes a difference. The truth is that when used consistently, it absolutely does. Imagine learning something new every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. At the end of the month, you'll have accumulated hours of valuable learning that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Over the course of a year, you could have thousands of minutes dedicated to improving yourself. That's a huge advantage when compared to someone who spends those minutes doing nothing productive. Furthermore, learning in small increments can help prevent feelings of overwhelm. Often the idea of setting aside a large chunk of time to learn something new can feel daunting. But if you focus on using the small windows of time you already have, you eliminate the need to carve out hours in your schedule for learning. Instead of forcing yourself to dedicate an entire afternoon to studying, you can learn in bite-sized chunks that fit seamlessly into your life. The beauty of this approach is that you can tailor it to your interests and goals. Want to improve your communication skills? Use short moments to read books or watch videos on public speaking. Want to get better at coding? Learn a few new lines of code during a commute or while waiting in line. The learning process doesn't have to be overwhelming or rigid. The goal is simply to engage your mind and make the most of every moment. Another benefit of using small pockets of time for learning is that it encourages flexibility. You can adapt to the environment you're in, whether it's learning on your phone, listening to podcasts while walking, or reading during a break. This flexibility means that you're always prepared to use your time wisely, no matter where you are or what you're doing. There's no need to sit at a desk or dedicate an entire day to learning. You can learn while on the move, and that makes it far more sustainable in the long run. Consistency is what will turn these small moments into substantial growth. It's about creating a habit of learning that becomes second nature. The more you practice it, the more natural it will feel to reach for knowledge during these small pockets of time. Eventually, you'll stop thinking of them as wasted moments and start seeing them as valuable opportunities for growth. This mindset shift is key to transforming how you approach your day and your life. Of course, there's also the benefit of developing new skills. By continually learning, you expand your capabilities and open up new possibilities for yourself. Over time, these small moments of learning will compound, and you'll find yourself with a deeper, more diverse skill set than you ever imagined. You might find yourself solving problems more effectively, communicating with greater clarity, or even discovering new career opportunities. The power of these small increments is in their consistency, and the more you commit to learning in these pockets of time, the more you'll grow. As you start to realize the value of these small learning sessions, you'll find that the quality of your time improves as well. Instead of mindlessly filling your pockets of time with distractions, you'll become more intentional and focused. You'll begin to choose activities that serve your growth, rather than letting time slip away without purpose. This shift in focus can have a profound effect on the way you approach your day, your goals, and your life. Small pockets of time may seem insignificant at first glance, but when used wisely, they can be a game changer. By committing to learning something useful during these moments, you're investing in your future. You're building a habit of growth that will continue to pay off day after day. As you accumulate knowledge, you'll unlock new possibilities for yourself, moving closer and closer to your goals. The key is consistency, And by using the small windows of time that exist all around you, you'll develop a lifetime habit of continuous learning that can propel you forward in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 15. Review your goals weekly and adjust your focus. Reviewing your goals weekly isn't just a practice, it's a powerful tool that can reshape your trajectory. When you review your goals regularly, you give yourself the space to reflect on your progress, assess your focus, and make necessary adjustments. Without this crucial step, it's easy to get off course. It's easy to lose sight of what matters most. But with consistent weekly reviews, you ensure that your actions align with your aspirations and that you stay on track. This simple habit can transform how you approach your goals and accelerate your progress toward them. When you set a goal, it's not just about having the intention to achieve something, it's about maintaining focus and adjusting your strategy along the way. Life doesn't stand still, and neither should your goals. Circumstances change, your priorities evolve, and new opportunities arise. If you don't review your goals regularly, you risk becoming disconnected from your original intentions, and your actions may no longer be aligned with your current desires or the person you want to become. Weekly reviews provide a moment to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. They allow you to assess where you stand in relation to the goals you set for yourself. Are you making progress? Are your actions supporting your larger vision? Are there roadblocks in your way that need to be addressed? These questions are essential for keeping you focused and on track. By taking the time each week to review your progress, you prevent yourself from blindly moving forward without a clear understanding of where you're headed. But reviewing your goals is not just about assessing your progress, it's also about adjusting your approach if necessary. Life is unpredictable. Even the most carefully laid plans can encounter unexpected challenges, so you have to remain flexible. In your weekly review, you might find that some goals no longer align with your values or circumstances. This is okay. As you grow and evolve, your goals might need to change too. Regularly reassessing your goals ensures that you remain true to your authentic self and that you're moving in the direction that brings you the most fulfillment. During a weekly review, the first step is to look at your goals and reflect on what you've accomplished. Celebrate your wins, even if they feel small. Each step forward is progress, and acknowledging it reinforces your commitment to the process. Many people neglect to celebrate their progress because they focus too much on the bigger picture, but it's essential to recognize how far you've come. This celebration fuels motivation and reminds you that your efforts are paying off. Next, assess the obstacles you encountered over the past week. Did anything hold you back from reaching your full potential? Were there external factors or internal barriers that prevented you from moving forward as planned? Identifying these obstacles is critical because it helps you find solutions. Perhaps you need to adjust your routine, rethink your approach, or delegate tasks. The key is not to see obstacles as failures, but as opportunities to learn and refine your strategy. Then look ahead. What's coming up in the next week that might require you to adjust your goals or focus? Sometimes, new opportunities or challenges arise that require you to shift your attention. Weekly reviews allow you to stay agile, adjusting your approach without losing sight of your long-term objectives. If your priorities have changed or new information has come to light, your goals should reflect that. Don't be afraid to let go of goals that no longer serve you or modify them to better suit your evolving needs. A critical part of reviewing your goals is assessing whether your focus is still aligned with what matters most to you. It's easy to get caught up in day-to-day tasks, reacting to immediate demands without thinking about the bigger picture. However, your weekly review acts as a check-in to make sure you are focused on the right things. Ask yourself, are my daily actions reflecting my values and vision? This will ensure that your efforts are not misdirected or wasted. If you're finding that your attention is being pulled in too many directions, this is a perfect opportunity to course correct. By the time you complete your weekly review, you should have a clear understanding of what's working and what isn't. With that knowledge, you can plan your next steps more intentionally. You'll be equipped to make strategic adjustments to stay on course. Whether it's rethinking your schedule, redefining your priorities, or even changing your approach to a particular goal, a weekly review ensures that you're not wasting time on things that don't matter. It helps you avoid the trap of busy work, where you feel productive but aren't actually making progress toward your desired outcomes. The importance of reviewing your goals weekly also extends to personal growth. By regularly reflecting on your goals, you're not just tracking progress toward a destination, but you're also learning more about yourself. What are your strengths? Where do you need to improve? How do you respond to challenges? This self-awareness is essential for personal development. It gives you insight into your habits, your mindset, and your tendencies, which can help you become a better decision maker. Over time, these insights become a valuable source of wisdom that you can use to navigate future challenges. Another benefit of weekly reviews is that they encourage consistency. The more you commit to reviewing your goals regularly, the more you establish a routine of focus and reflection in your life. Consistency is key to long-term success. Even if you're not able to achieve everything you want in a single week, the act of reviewing your progress keeps you engaged and accountable. It reminds you of your purpose and keeps you moving forward, even on days when motivation feels low. As you get into the habit of reviewing your goals each week, you'll start to notice patterns. You'll see which strategies are yielding results and which ones need tweaking. This consistent process of reflection and adjustment will make you more effective in pursuing your goals. You'll learn how to set smarter goals and how to adjust your approach based on your experiences. In a world that constantly demands our attention, it's easy to get swept up in the chaos and lose sight of what truly matters. But when you take the time to review your goals weekly, you regain control over your direction. You remind yourself that your goals are not set in stone, they're dynamic, evolving as you do. This regular practice helps you to stay grounded, focused, and aligned with your true purpose. At its core, a weekly review is about taking ownership of your journey. It's about being proactive rather than reactive. It's about consciously deciding where your energy goes and ensuring that it's directed toward what's truly important. By giving yourself the space to reflect, adjust, and refocus every week, you give yourself the power to create the life you want. This is not a passive process but an active one that puts you in the driver's seat of your own success. So make it a non-negotiable part of your routine to review your goals weekly. It's a small commitment that can lead to tremendous growth and clarity. Over time, you'll find that it becomes second nature, just like brushing your teeth or planning your day. And in the long run, it will be one of the most powerful tools you have for achieving your dreams. Chapter 16. Create a strict schedule and honor it without negotiation. A strict schedule isn't just about filling up your day with tasks. It's about making a commitment to yourself that you will honor your time like it is one of the most precious things you have. Time is finite, and every minute you waste is a minute you can never get back. By creating a strict schedule and committing to it, you set yourself up for success by ensuring that every moment counts, every effort is purposeful, and you are consistently working toward the goals that matter most to you. The key here isn't just to plan your day, it's to stick to that plan no matter what. When you create a strict schedule, you're not merely organizing your time, you're making a promise to yourself and your future that you will prioritize your goals above all else. This level of commitment demands that you respect your own time as much as you would respect someone else's. It's easy to be lenient with ourselves and allow distractions, temptations, and excuses to derail our plans. However, when you draw the line and decide that there will be no exceptions to your schedule, you create a powerful barrier against procrastination and mediocrity. One of the reasons people struggle with time management is the lack of structure. When the day is not clearly mapped out, it's easy to float through it aimlessly, reacting to whatever pops up. This lack of focus leads to inefficiency and stress. But when you have a strict schedule, everything becomes intentional. There's no room for distractions because your time is already allocated to meaningful tasks. You know exactly what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how long it will take. But it's not just about filling up your day with tasks. The true power of a strict schedule lies in honoring it without negotiation. Negotiation with yourself is a slippery slope. When you give yourself permission to deviate from your schedule once, it becomes easier and easier to do so again. The just this once mentality may seem harmless, but it erodes the discipline and consistency needed to achieve anything of significance. If you don't honor your schedule, you're not honoring your potential. Every time you let yourself off the hook, you're training yourself to become complacent, and complacency never leads to growth or progress. To truly honor your schedule, you must treat it as sacred. Treat your time as you would treat any other important commitment. Imagine that you've made a promise to someone else, someone whose success depends on your commitment. If you break that promise, there are consequences. The same should apply to your own goals and objectives. If you plan a task, a meeting, or a period of focus, it should be non-negotiable. No matter how you feel or how tempting other distractions might be, your schedule becomes the guiding force that keeps you anchored to your purpose. This level of commitment requires discipline, and discipline isn't something that just happens, it's something you cultivate. It's built through small, consistent actions that compound over time. Every time you stick to your schedule, you reinforce the habit of discipline. Over time, it becomes easier to say no to distractions, to stick to your tasks, and to create a day that reflects your true priorities. The more you honor your schedule, the more you build a foundation of self-control, and this self-control translates into success in every area of your life. The act of scheduling is a reflection of your values. What you choose to put on your schedule reveals what you truly care about. When you allocate time for your most important tasks, you send a clear message to yourself that those tasks matter. But when you let small, inconsequential things steal your time, you undermine your long-term success. Creating a strict schedule is about aligning your time with your values. It's about making sure that every task you perform is moving you closer to your desired future, not further away from it. Of course, things will happen. Life is unpredictable, but a strict schedule doesn't mean you won't encounter obstacles. It means you have a plan for handling them. It means that when something unexpected comes up, you have the resilience and the focus to return to your schedule as soon as possible. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be consistent. Even when things don't go according to plan, your strict schedule allows you to adapt without losing momentum or direction. Another important aspect of honoring your schedule is accountability. No one can hold you accountable for sticking to your schedule better than you can hold yourself. You are your own biggest accountability partner. When you commit to your schedule, you're making a promise to yourself that you will follow through. And the more you honor that promise, the more you strengthen your sense of integrity and self-respect. Every time you honor your schedule, you build trust with yourself. This trust is crucial because it sets the foundation for all future commitments. If you can't trust yourself to follow through on something as simple as a schedule, how can you trust yourself to accomplish bigger, more significant goals? By sticking to your schedule, you also gain clarity and focus. Each day becomes a series of clear, intentional steps, not a collection of random, unrelated tasks. This structure helps eliminate confusion and decision fatigue. Instead of constantly wondering what to do next, you simply look at your schedule and get to work. Your time is no longer a free-for-all, but a structured and purposeful sequence of actions that bring you closer to your goals. This focus allows you to be more productive and efficient, as you are no longer wasting time deciding what to do, but instead executing on your plan with precision. It's also important to recognize that creating a strict schedule isn't about making your life rigid and inflexible, it's about creating freedom within structure. When you have a clear plan and commit to it, you free yourself from the chaos and stress of trying to figure things out on the fly. You free your mind to focus on what truly matters because you know that every minute is accounted for. This level of control over your time gives you the mental space to be more creative, more focused, and more effective in your efforts. You are no longer scattered and overwhelmed by the demands of the day. As you start to honor your schedule, you'll notice something incredible. Your life will begin to change. You will feel more in control, more focused, and more aligned with your goals. Your productivity will skyrocket, and you will begin to make consistent progress in areas that once felt like distant dreams. Your confidence will grow as you prove to yourself that you can be disciplined and committed, and this confidence will fuel your success even further. A strict schedule is a commitment to yourself. It's a commitment to growth, to discipline, and to becoming the best version of yourself. The more you honor that schedule, the more you align yourself with the future you want to create. Every task completed on time, every moment dedicated to your purpose, takes you one step closer to that vision. And over time, you'll look back and see that your commitment to your schedule wasn't just about managing your time, it was about shaping your destiny. Chapter 17. Build strong daily routines that eliminate wasted time. Building strong daily routines is one of the most effective ways to eliminate wasted time. A routine is more than just a set of tasks or a series of actions you complete every day. It's a blueprint for how you manage your life and prioritize the things that matter most. When you construct a routine that aligns with your goals, values, and vision, you maximize your productivity and set yourself up for success. By eliminating wasted time, you create space for growth, creativity, and accomplishment. The first step in building a routine is understanding the importance of consistency. Consistency is the key to eliminating wasted time. When your actions are consistent, you're able to focus more on the task at hand and less on making decisions or figuring out what to do next. A strong routine removes the mental clutter that comes from uncertainty, decision fatigue, and distractions. Instead of wondering what you should be doing, you simply follow the routine that you've established, which allows you to make progress in a more focused and purposeful way. One of the reasons people struggle with productivity is because they don't have strong routines in place. They float from one task to the next without a clear plan, and as a result, they waste time in between tasks trying to figure out what to do. This wasted time adds up quickly, and before they know it, they've spent hours or even days working inefficiently. But when you build a routine, you create structure in your life. Your time is accounted for, and you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. This structure helps eliminate distractions and minimizes the opportunity for procrastination. A well-designed routine allows you to manage your energy effectively. Different tasks require different levels of energy, and when you create a routine, you can schedule your most demanding tasks during times when you have the most energy. For example, if you're someone who feels sharpest in the morning, you can use that time to tackle your most important tasks, while reserving the afternoon for less mentally demanding activities. When you align your routine with your natural energy levels, you're able to work more efficiently and reduce the likelihood of burnout. It's also important to recognize that routines are not just about work, they're about balance. A strong routine doesn't only include productive tasks, but also incorporates rest, self-care, and time for relaxation. These moments of downtime are essential for maintaining your overall well-being and preventing burnout. If you don't make time for rest and recovery, you risk exhausting your energy, which ultimately leads to decreased productivity and focus. The most successful routines are those that include time for both hard work and rejuvenation. By striking this balance, you're able to sustain your productivity over the long term. Creating a daily routine also helps to eliminate the chaos that can arise from unorganized, disordered living. When your day isn't planned, everything can feel like it's happening at once. You might find yourself rushing from one task to the next, scrambling to get things done, and often feeling like you're not making progress. But when you have a clear routine, everything feels more organized and manageable. You know exactly what needs to be done and when it needs to be done, which gives you a sense of control and calm. This structure is essential for staying focused and avoiding overwhelm. One of the key aspects of a strong daily routine is eliminating time wasters. These are the activities that don't contribute to your goals or your well-being. Whether it's mindlessly scrolling through social media, watching television, or spending hours on trivial tasks that don't move you forward, time wasters are one of the biggest threats to productivity. Building a routine that eliminates these distractions can have an enormous impact on your efficiency. By intentionally creating space for meaningful work and minimizing activities that drain your time, you make sure that every minute spent is working toward your success. The idea of eliminating wasted time also extends to how you approach tasks. For instance, instead of procrastinating or jumping between tasks without completing them, your routine can help you focus on one task at a time. This practice of single tasking is far more effective than trying to juggle multiple tasks at once. The human brain is not designed to multitask efficiently, and attempting to do so only leads to mistakes and wasted energy. By following a routine that emphasizes focus and intentionality, you're able to direct your full attention to one task at a time, allowing you to work faster and more effectively. Incorporating rituals into your routine is another way to eliminate wasted time and build a sense of purpose. A ritual is a set of actions you perform regularly that hold personal significance and help you transition into a state of focus and productivity. It could be something simple, like a morning walk, meditation, or reading a book before you start your day. These rituals help create a sense of structure and discipline, which primes your mind for productive work. By making these rituals an integral part of your routine, you set the tone for a day filled with focus and clarity, reducing the chances of distractions or wasted time. Another benefit of a strong daily routine is that it provides accountability. When you have a plan in place, you're less likely to get distracted by other activities or find yourself procrastinating. A routine holds you accountable because it's a set of commitments that you've made to yourself. There's no room for excuses when you've created a schedule that you need to stick to. By honoring your routine, you reinforce your commitment to your goals and keep yourself on track. This accountability not only helps eliminate wasted time, but also strengthens your sense of responsibility and self-discipline. As you build your routine, remember that it's important to start small and gradually build up. If you try to overhaul your entire day all at once, you might overwhelm yourself and end up abandoning your new routine. Start by identifying 1 or 2 areas of your day where you can add more structure, and then gradually incorporate additional habits over time. Consistency is more important than perfection, and by making small changes to your routine, you'll gradually build momentum and see significant improvements in your productivity. You must also be willing to adjust your routine as needed. Life changes, and so will your needs and priorities. What works for you now might not work for you a few months down the line, and that's okay. The key is to stay flexible and make adjustments as necessary. Regularly assess your routine to see if there are areas where you can optimize or improve. This reflection helps ensure that your routine continues to serve your goals and keeps you moving forward. Ultimately, the power of a strong daily routine lies in its ability to eliminate wasted time, increase productivity, and improve your overall quality of life. When you create a routine that aligns with your goals, values, and energy, you remove the guesswork from your day and make intentional choices about how you spend your time. The more you adhere to this routine, the more progress you'll make, and the more successful you'll become in achieving your aspirations. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have, and when you build strong routines, you ensure that every minute counts. Chapter 18. Choose deep work over shallow, busy work every time. Choosing deep work over shallow, busy work is one of the most transformative decisions you can make for your personal and professional life. Shallow work consists of tasks that are easy to perform, but don't move the needle toward meaningful progress. This includes tasks like checking emails constantly, engaging in mindless meetings, or doing things that seem urgent but have little long-term value. In contrast, deep work involves focusing on tasks that are challenging, require intense concentration, and have the potential to produce substantial results. These are the types of tasks that truly define your success, not the endless list of trivial things that seem to consume your time. One of the core principles of achieving significant progress in life is to prioritize deep work. When you spend time on activities that are meaningful and truly require your mental energy, you set yourself up to produce exceptional work. Deep work often feels difficult and requires sustained attention, but it's the kind of work that shapes your future. When you choose deep work over shallow, busy work, you're investing in your growth, expertise, and long-term success. It's important to recognize that the tasks you do today shape your future. So it's vital to make intentional decisions about how to allocate your time and attention. Deep work allows you to enter a state of flow. This is a state of heightened focus and immersion where you are performing at your peak. During flow, your mind is fully engaged and distractions fade into the background. Time seems to fly by as you're deeply immersed in the task at hand. In this state, you can produce high-quality work and come up with innovative solutions that wouldn't have been possible with scattered attention. On the other hand, shallow work, although it may appear to keep you busy, does not provide any lasting sense of achievement or forward momentum. It might feel productive in the moment, but it lacks depth and meaningful impact. The problem with shallow work is that it can easily deceive you into thinking you're making progress. It's easy to get caught up in responding to emails, attending non-essential meetings, or engaging in tasks that offer immediate gratification but don't require much effort. These types of tasks create the illusion of productivity. You may look at your to-do list at the end of the day and see it filled with checked-off tasks, but if you're being honest with yourself, you'll realize that none of those tasks have moved you closer to your bigger goals. The most productive people know how to distinguish between the work that truly matters and the work that merely fills the time. To make a conscious decision to choose deep work over shallow, busy work, you need to develop the ability to focus. One of the biggest distractions in today's world is the constant barrage of notifications and interruptions. Social media, emails, and the endless stream of information vying for our attention pull us away from meaningful tasks. You may find yourself getting distracted by a text or a notification, and before you know it, you've spent the last 15 minutes scrolling through social media or responding to messages that don't require your immediate attention. This constant switching between tasks is detrimental to your focus and energy, leaving you exhausted without accomplishing anything of real value. To combat this, you need to make a conscious effort to prioritize deep work. This might mean setting boundaries around when you check your phone, limiting your time on social media, or creating a distraction-free environment where you can focus. You might also consider implementing techniques such as time blocking or the Pomodoro technique, where you dedicate specific chunks of time to deep work and then take short breaks to refresh. By intentionally creating space for deep work, you ensure that you're dedicating your energy to tasks that will bring meaningful results. Another aspect of choosing deep work is the ability to say no to shallow, busy work. In many cases, we take on tasks that are not essential because we feel obligated or want to please others. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals or doesn't require your deep attention, you're taking away time from what truly matters. To choose deep work, you must be willing to turn down distractions and unnecessary commitments. Learning to say no is a powerful skill that allows you to protect your time and energy for what's important. While deep work requires focus and effort, it also offers tremendous rewards. The more you invest in deep work, the more you cultivate expertise and skill in your field. When you focus on tasks that challenge you and push your boundaries, you grow. You develop a mastery of your craft, and as your expertise grows, so do the opportunities available to you. Deep work allows you to stand out in your industry, as it's through sustained effort and concentration that you can produce work of exceptional quality. It's the kind of work that others notice and value because it is the result of your focused attention and dedication. On the other hand, shallow work keeps you stuck in a cycle of low-level tasks that don't lead anywhere meaningful. It can be easy to get sucked into the idea that you're busy, but busyness doesn't equate to progress. The truth is, if you spend most of your time on shallow work, you'll never reach your full potential. Your focus will always be scattered, and your results will reflect that lack of concentration. But when you prioritize deep work, you can make the kind of progress that sets you apart from the crowd. You become someone who is known for producing high-quality work, for being dedicated to mastery, and for making a real impact in your field. Choosing deep work over shallow, busy work also requires a shift in mindset. In our fast-paced, always connected world, there's often a sense of urgency and pressure to be constantly busy. It can feel uncomfortable to slow down and focus on a single task for an extended period. But the truth is, focusing on one thing at a time leads to better results and less stress. When you commit to deep work, you make the conscious decision to step away from the distractions and the pressure to be constantly doing something. You allow yourself the space to think deeply, solve complex problems, and create exceptional work. The deeper your focus, the more significant your impact will be. In conclusion, choosing deep work over shallow busy work is a decision that can change the trajectory of your life. When you prioritize tasks that require focus, concentration, and intellectual effort, you open the door to greater productivity, expertise, and success. Shallow work may seem urgent and satisfying in the short term, but it won't get you closer to your true goals. Deep work is the key to unlocking your potential and creating work that is meaningful and impactful. By intentionally dedicating time to deep work and saying no to shallow tasks, you can make the most of your time and energy, producing results that matter and setting yourself on the path to success. Chapter 19. Stop reacting and start deciding how you spend time. Time is the most valuable resource you have, yet it is often the one that slips away unnoticed. We tend to react to the demands of the world around us, moving from one task to the next without much thought or intention. It feels as though we are constantly responding to the needs of others, checking off items on a never-ending to-do list, or putting out fires. However, this reactive approach to time management leaves us with little control over how our days unfold, often leading to stress, exhaustion, and unfulfilled potential. The key to transforming your relationship with time is to stop reacting and start deciding how you spend it. You must take control of your schedule, your energy, and your actions. This is not about rigidly planning every minute of your day or making your life more difficult by sticking to an unyielding schedule. Instead, it's about creating the space and awareness to make conscious decisions about where your time goes. The decision to stop reacting to life and to begin proactively choosing how you spend your time is one of the most empowering shifts you can make. One of the first steps in this process is to understand the difference between reacting and deciding. Reacting is what we do when we allow external forces to dictate our actions. It's the automatic response to the demands and distractions that constantly pull us in different directions. It's checking your email every few minutes, answering calls when you're in the middle of something important, or agreeing to commitments you don't really have the time or energy for. When you react to life, you're essentially giving away your power. You're allowing the external world to decide how you spend your precious time. On the other hand, deciding how you spend your time is about being intentional. It's about setting priorities and taking action that aligns with your goals, values, and long-term vision. When you decide, you are in control. You choose the activities that matter most and align with your growth and purpose. Instead of being pulled in 100 different directions, you decide where your energy goes and how you show up each day. This shift from reacting to deciding allows you to regain control over your life, giving you the freedom to focus on what truly matters. The first step in taking back control of your time is to become aware of how you currently spend it. This may be uncomfortable, but it's essential to see where your time is going. Keep track of how you spend each day for a week, and you'll likely uncover habits and patterns that you weren't aware of. Maybe you spend hours scrolling through social media without realizing it, or you find yourself caught up in unnecessary meetings or tasks that don't add value to your life. By tracking your time, you can begin to identify areas where you're wasting it or where you're giving away control. Once you've become aware of how your time is being spent, you can begin making decisions about how to reallocate it. The key is to prioritize the activities that align with your values and goals. Start by asking yourself, what truly matters to me? This could be things like spending time with loved ones, advancing in your career, working on personal development, or pursuing a passion project. When you know what matters most, you can make decisions that put those priorities first. Instead of reacting to the endless demands of others, you can decide to say no to things that don't align with your values or that drain your time and energy. Another crucial aspect of deciding how you spend your time is setting boundaries. This means creating clear limits around what you will and won't do. Boundaries help protect your time and energy, ensuring that you are not constantly pulled in different directions. When you decide what is most important to you, you can establish boundaries that allow you to focus on those priorities. For example, if you've identified that personal development is a key priority, you might set boundaries around how much time you spend on activities like watching TV or scrolling through social media, making sure that you allocate time each day for learning and growth. Setting boundaries also means being able to say no to requests or commitments that aren't in alignment with your goals. It's also important to recognize that when you decide how you spend your time, you are choosing how to manage your energy. Time is not the only factor in productivity. Energy plays an equally significant role. You can have all the time in the world, but if you're exhausted or distracted, you won't be able to do your best work. This is why it's important to consider how you use your energy as part of your time management strategy. Take note of when you feel most focused and productive during the day, and try to schedule your most important tasks during those times. Similarly, be mindful of when you tend to feel drained or distracted, and use those periods for less demanding tasks or breaks. As you begin to make conscious decisions about how to spend your time, it's essential to remember that this shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice and patience. In the beginning, you might find yourself slipping back into reactive habits. You might get caught up in responding to emails or taking on tasks that aren't aligned with your goals. But the key is to be aware of these moments and gently steer yourself back to the decision-making process. Over time, you'll build the habit of choosing how you spend your time, and it will become second nature. The beauty of deciding how you spend your time is that it gives you the power to shape your future. When you take control of your time, you are not just reacting to the circumstances of today, you are actively creating the life you want to live. Each decision you make about how to spend your time is a step toward your goals, your growth, and your dreams. Whether it's dedicating time to learning, working on a passion project, or spending quality time with family, the more you decide to invest in what matters, the more you will see progress and fulfillment in your life. Furthermore, deciding how you spend your time allows you to find more balance and fulfillment in all areas of your life. When you are intentional with your time, you can make room for both work and personal life, growth and rest. You can align your daily actions with your larger goals, ensuring that you're always moving forward, even on days when progress feels slow. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by an endless to-do list, you'll feel empowered knowing that you are making decisions that move you toward your vision, not just responding to the immediate demands of the day. In the end, taking control of how you spend your time is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. When you stop reacting and start deciding, you open the door to greater productivity, fulfillment, and growth. You reclaim your power and begin to live intentionally, rather than being swept away by the chaos of life. Every moment is an opportunity to choose how you want to spend your time, and when you make those decisions with purpose, you create a life that reflects your true values, aspirations, and potential. Chapter 20. Use silence and solitude to sharpen your daily priorities. In a world that constantly demands our attention, filled with distractions, noise, and constant connectivity, the value of silence and solitude has become increasingly rare. Yet, it is in these moments of stillness that clarity, focus, and a deep understanding of our true priorities can be found. Silence and solitude offer the space to step away from the chaos of daily life, to reconnect with our inner selves, and to sharpen the sense of what truly matters. When life gets overwhelming, it is easy to get swept up in the whirlwind of tasks, meetings, and obligations. We are constantly on the move, reacting to external stimuli, and often we fail to take a step back and reflect on what we are doing and why. This is where silence and solitude come into play. These moments of calm allow us to create mental and emotional space for introspection. It is within this space that we can examine our thoughts, evaluate our actions, and get in touch with our deeper priorities. Without silence and solitude, we are at the mercy of distractions, and our sense of direction becomes clouded. By intentionally carving out time for silence and solitude, we give ourselves the opportunity to pause, reflect, and realign with our core values and long-term goals. In the stillness, we can hear the inner voice that often gets drowned out by the noise of daily life. It is this voice that helps guide us toward our true priorities. When we are constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the buzz of social media, the hum of conversations, or the constant influx of information, we lose touch with the essence of who we are and what we want to achieve. Silence allows us to reconnect with that inner compass, helping us focus on what truly matters. The practice of silence is not simply about being physically still. It is about quieting the mind, letting go of the constant mental chatter, and allowing ourselves to be present with our thoughts. In silence, we can reflect on our past decisions, analyze our current actions, and plan for the future with intention. This reflection is a powerful tool for sharpening our priorities. It helps us distinguish between what is urgent and what is important, between what is necessary and what is merely a distraction. When we quiet the noise of the world around us, we create room to focus on what will bring us closer to our goals and what is worth investing our time and energy in. Solitude, on the other hand, is the act of being alone, free from external influence. While silence helps clear the mental clutter, solitude allows us to deepen our self-awareness and strengthen our inner resolve. In solitude, we are not influenced by the opinions, expectations, or judgments of others. We are free to explore our own thoughts and ideas without interference. It is in these moments of solitude that we can hear our authentic desires, our true motivations, and our deepest goals. When we are alone with our thoughts, we have the chance to reflect without the need to please others or conform to external pressures. Creating regular moments of silence and solitude is essential for sharpening our daily priorities. These moments of stillness allow us to take stock of where we are and whether our actions are aligned with our long-term vision. It is easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and lose sight of our goals. But when we intentionally carve out time to sit in silence, away from distractions, we create the mental clarity necessary to reevaluate and realign with what is truly important. This practice helps us make conscious decisions about how we use our time and energy, ensuring that we are focused on the things that will bring us the most value in the long run. Furthermore, silence and solitude help us cultivate a deeper sense of self-discipline. In a world that constantly pulls our attention in different directions, it takes great discipline to resist the temptation to react to every demand. Silence and solitude give us the opportunity to build that discipline by teaching us how to be still, how to focus inwardly, and how to resist the impulse to constantly seek external stimulation. This inner discipline is essential for staying focused on our priorities and avoiding distractions that may derail our progress. By practicing silence and solitude regularly, we build the mental strength necessary to stay committed to our goals, even when life becomes chaotic. The benefits of silence and solitude are not limited to moments of reflection and introspection. They also have a profound impact on our ability to make decisions. When we are constantly surrounded by noise and distractions, it becomes difficult to make clear, thoughtful decisions. We often react impulsively or make decisions based on external pressures rather than our own values and priorities. But in silence, we are able to slow down, think deeply, and make decisions from a place of clarity. This helps us prioritize what matters most, avoid unnecessary complications, and stay focused on what will move us forward. By embracing silence and solitude, we also learn to cultivate patience. In a world that expects instant gratification, it is easy to become impatient when things don't unfold as quickly as we'd like. We may become frustrated or discouraged when progress seems slow, but in silence, we learn to embrace the pace of life. We learn that true progress takes time and that the most meaningful accomplishments are often the result of consistent, steady effort. Silence helps us develop the patience necessary to stay the course, even when the road ahead seems long. The practice of silence and solitude is not just for moments of quiet reflection. It is also a powerful tool for sharpening our daily priorities and improving our decision-making. When we are quiet and alone with our thoughts, we are able to evaluate how we spend our time and energy, identify distractions, and make adjustments to stay on track. This practice of self-reflection is essential for staying focused on our goals and avoiding the temptation to deviate from our path. In a world that constantly demands our attention, it is easy to forget the importance of silence and solitude. We are often so focused on external achievements and the validation of others that we neglect the need to connect with ourselves. But when we take the time to embrace silence and solitude, we sharpen our ability to prioritize, focus, and make decisions that align with our deepest values. These moments of stillness allow us to become more intentional with how we live our lives, ensuring that we are always moving toward what truly matters. By incorporating silence and solitude into our daily routines, we can create a life that is centered, purposeful, and aligned with our highest aspirations.